Montreal tomorrow night. We'll find Dick Ruthven 6-0 for the Phillies going against Ross Grimsley. On Saturday night, it'll be a 7:35 game time. That'll be Kodak camera night. All fans will be permitted on the field between 6:15 and 6:45 to take photos of their favorite players on Saturday night. Larry Christensen will get his first start for the Phillies. He'll be opposed by Steve Rogers. And on Sunday, it'll be tote bag day. All females entering the ballpark getting a red and white Phillies canvas tote bag. 1:35 game time Sunday. That'll be Nino Espinosa against Bill Lee. So a big weekend coming up with Montreal. We're set for the final game of this series with the Cubs, and here for the play-by-play in inning one, Andy Musser. Andy?
Okay, Harry, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, and Bake McBride ready to lead it off. Bake batting at .216 for the Phillies. We have a mostly sunny day here in Chicago, and as Harry and Rich mentioned on the opening, the wind is blowing out, so look out for some explosions here today. McBride carrying a .329 lifetime batting average against Chicago pitching. Here's Lamp's first delivery. Swung on and missed, strike one. Lamp can throw pretty hard. He has a sinking fastball, and he has a breaking ball that he calls a slurve, a cross between a curve and a slider. The right-hander winds, and there is a pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. He also throws a change of pace. And although Lamp has pitched pretty good baseball against the Phillies, he has never beaten Philadelphia. He is 0-3 lifetime. McBride swings and lines a single into left center field. Over in a hurry is Kingman to scoop that ball out. Bake takes a wide turn but stays at first base. Single to left field by McBride to start out the Phillies.
One thing, Andy, that Bake has not been doing this season is getting his hits early. He's getting almost all of them after the 5th inning, and he was talking about the other day, said for some reason he can't get a base hit in his first 2 or 3 times up. Started out well today. Good hard line drive.
Here's Larry Boa at the plate. He sends a shot into shallow left field. It is falling and going beyond Kingman. It's going to roll for a while. Back to the wall. McBride coming over toward third, being held there as Boa around second with a double. Kingman came in and tried to shoestring that ball, couldn't, and the ball hopped by him in a hurry, and it was up to Jerry Martin to run that ball down to the wall in left field.
A little surprised that Bake didn't have a little more of a lead off first base. He was close to the bag. He would have scored easily had he been closer to second, and I think Boa probably would have been able to leg out a triple there, but Lamp's in early trouble.
It turns out to be Boa's 5th double of the year. And with Phils at second and third, here's Pete Rose. Pete batting at .346, second highest figure in the National League. Lamp was going to pitch from the stretch and now has decided to square around and use the windup. Takes a look at McBride, goes into his windup, and the pitch to Rose is outside, a ball. Pete has batted safely in 12 of the last 13 Phillies games. Lamp asked for a new baseball, got one, didn't like it, now asking for another exchange. Second and third, nobody out. Phillies trying to win the getaway game in this series after losing the opener and winning 13-0 yesterday. Here's Lamp's pitch to Rose. It catches the outside corner, a strike. Phillies have had good success here in the last 3 years at Wrigley Field, winning 15 and losing 5. Lamp winds. Here's the 1-1 to Rose. A bouncer on one hop back to the mound, throws to third base, and they tag out McBride. Bake could not get back to third base. Safe at first on the fielder's choice, Rose. Boa holds second. Score that one 1-5.
Well, when the ball was hit, Bake broke a little bit, and that cost him the play at third. Lamp very heads-up play, noticing it and getting McBride easily at third base. That's a big play for Dennis Lamp.
First out of the inning, now runners at first and second, and the batter Mike Schmidt, who leads the National League in home runs with 12. Mike batting at .270. Schmidt has driven in runs in 4 of the last 5 Phillies games. Now Lamp will work from the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Schmidt. Very high fly ball into left field. Kingman going back. He's on the warning track. He's at the wall. And that ball is out of here. that ball way up into the wind to left field, and it's a 3-run homer, his 3rd of the series, 13th of the year, and the Phillies jump out in front 3-0.
Boy, what an example of what the wind is going to do to that ball. I mean, that looked like a routine fly ball. Kingman out there thought that's what it was at the start. He kept going back. And I'd say it blew pretty well over that left field fence.
Phillies off to a 3-0 start, and Mike Schmidt wins a case of Tasty Cake and one for United Cerebral Palsy Association of Philadelphia. Schmidt now with 31 RBIs, and that'll put him right up near the league lead in that category. Del Unser at the plate takes a strike.
Andy, I'll bet he got another 100 feet out of that from the wind. He got it way high in the air, and of course, that's what you're going to have to do today.
Next pitch on the way to Unser is low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's no doubt in my mind that Kingman thought he could catch that ball. First he was on the track, then he backed off, then he looked in desperation as it sailed over the wall. Outside to Unser, 2 balls and a strike. Dell batting at .444. Dell has batted safely in 5 straight ball games. Has certainly been a great plus for the Phillies as he plays left field while Greg Luzinski sits these games out with a thigh muscle pull. Greg may be able to play tomorrow night at the Vet. Way outside to Unser, 3 balls and a strike.
Lamp throwing back a lot of baseballs. I don't know whether the baseballs or his finger. He has a finger that he's had blisters on. Maybe he can't get the feel of the ball. He has not been pitching. It's been quite a while since he pitched. What is it, his index finger?
I believe it's the middle finger on his pitching hand. May 5th was the last time he pitched, and he did a good job in that ball game, pitching a complete game and beating Houston. Here is a solid shot, base hit to center field by Del Unser. He lined that ball solidly back through the middle, and that is the 4th hit of the inning for the Phillies. Del Unser now batting safely in 6 straight ball games. That brings up Gary Maddox. Phillies off to a fast start today. They lead this game 3-0. Maddox batting at .277. Pitch to the right-handed batter. Swing and a miss at a breaking pitch. Pete Rose scoring ahead of that home run by Mike Schmidt. Had a milestone run scored today. Here's the next pitch to Maddox. It's outside. Donnie Moore starting to warm for the Cubs. Pete now moving into 19th place on the all-time run scored list, surpassing Mickey Mantle for the most runs ever scored by a switch hitter. Here's a shot by Maddox down the left field line. It falls in for a hit. Going to second base is Unser. Gary Maddox drops a single into left field, and the hits just keep falling for the Phillies.
4 line drives and a home run. The base hits other than the home run were really hit right on the button.
First and second, still just 1 away. Bob Boone will be the batter, and there's a conference at the Chicago mound. And here comes Mike Rourke, the Chicago pitching coach, out of the dugout. Another milestone with all these things happening. It's tough to get this in, but we wanted to mention, too, that Larry Boa needed just 1 at-bat to pass Sherry McGee and move into 6th place on the all-time Phillies list. And, of course, Larry had that at-bat in the first inning here today with his double. Sherry McGee, the retired Phillies player with 5,500 at-bats during his career. Lamp will stay in the game for now and work to Boone, who is hitting at .237. Montreal failed to score in the 4th inning at St. Louis. Cardinals leading that game 2-0 last half of the 4th inning. Left-hander Dan Schatzeder pitching against right-hander Silvio Martinez. First and second, 1 out. Stretch by Lamp, and the pitch to Boone inside, ball 1. Bob has batted safely in 8 of the last 10 games in which he has played. Yesterday, Boone had the day off as Tim McCarver caught the free hitter by Steve Carlton. Stretch by Lamp, and the pitch to Boone fouled into the crowd, a strike. Phillies will be back home tomorrow night, and they are hot. They have won 9 of their last 12 games, and their 3.5 game margin in the National League East right now is as large as they've had all year long. If the Cardinals would beat the Expos at St. Louis today, the Cardinals would move past them into second place. The 1-1 pitch to Boone. Here's a shot to left field. Hit well. Kingman back. He will watch again, and that ball sails out of here. Another 3-run homer. This one by Bob Boone, and the Phillies lead it 6-0.
And that was a line drive. He didn't need any help from the wind. He got it. He put it right over the fence, over the bleachers and everything. And, boy, that's hard to believe. That ball is jumping off the bat. 6 hits and 6 runs.
And we're going to have a pitching change here in Chicago as manager Herman Franks is headed for the mound after a pair of 3-run homers issued by Dennis Lamp. That was home run number 2 for Bob Boone, who now gets RBIs number 12, 13, and 14. And he wins a case of Tasty Cake and one for United Cerebral Palsy Association of Philadelphia. A 6-0 start for the Phillies, who will send Rudy Mioli to the plate. With only 1 out, they will bat around this inning, and we'll be back to give you the rest of the action right after we pause for these messages.
Phillies fans, here's a great chance to win a free 1-week vacation for 2. It's a grand and glorious vacation for 2 at the delightful oceanfront Golden Inn in Avalon, New Jersey. And there's no obligation. Just stop in and register your name for the Golden Inn sweepstakes at any of the 3 Colonial Federal Savings and Loan offices. In Philadelphia at the corner of 5th and Chestnut, in Drexel Hill at Lansdowne Avenue and State Road, or in Havertown on Westchester Pike. Vacations like savings should be planned. Do both at Colonial. We pay the highest interest allowed by law, and we compound interest daily. But there's no obligation to open an account to win the Golden Inn Vacation Sweepstakes. All you do is register your name. The Golden Inn has 2 swimming pools, a spacious poolside terrace, a luxurious dining room, music, dancing, and the most delicious food in South Jersey. Win this great vacation for 2. Register today at any Colonial Federal Savings and Loan office in Havertown and Drexel Hill, or at the corner of 5th and Chestnut in Philadelphia. Member FSLIC.
Run average. He has made 11 appearances, all in relief. The 1-1 pitch to Mioli. Low, ball 2. Last year, Moore relieved 11 times against the Phillies, making more appearances than any other pitcher in the National League. The 2-1 pitch to Mioli, left-handed batter, gets a piece of it as he swings and fouls it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A pair of 3-run homers here, one by Schmidt and another by Bob Boone, who incidentally nailed Dennis Lamp for a home run last year, have staked the Phillies to a 6-0 start in this ball game, and the Cubs have not even batted. Here's a breaking ball, popped up third base side, but it'll go out of play into the seats. Mioli batting with the bases empty and 1 out, assuring that the Phillies will bat around here in the first inning. We told you at the start the wind was blowing out, and we have had 1 wind-aided home run and one that probably would have been a home run here on almost any day. The 2-2 to Mioli, he is out of there. Tried to check his swing, but the pitch was over for a strike. Second out of the inning. And here's Randy Lurch coming to the plate before he takes the mound. Randy batting at 100, 2 hits and 20 trips to the plate. Moore winds. Here's the pitch to Lurch. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. The Phillies with a 23-10 record. That figures out to a .697 percentage, the best in baseball. Swing and a foul ball by Randy, grounded next to the Phillies dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lurch. Randy, a left-handed batter. Here's the 1-1 pitch to him, low and inside, ball 2. 2-1. Bake McBride, who started it all with a single to left field, is waiting on deck. Here's the pitch to Lurch. It's a foul ball out of play down the left field line. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reliever Moore winds, and here's the next pitch to Lurch. It's outside, ball 3. 3-2. Moore Fowler staring in his foot for the sign, has it, and here's the 3-2 to Lurch. It's a fly ball hit pretty well into left center field. It is out of here. Randy Lurch has hit a home run. That ball was hit on the line and sailed into the bleacher area in left center field. It's the third home run of the inning for the Phillies, and they lead this game 7-0.
Oh, I'd say it's liable to be quite a day here. Lurch hit the ball very hard. It was a low liner and just cleared that little net over the left field bleachers.
Randy Lurch has homered for a case of tasty cake and one for United Cerebral Palsy Association. Here's Bake McBride back up there for the second time in the inning. And the first pitch to Bake is over for a strike. That was lifetime home run number 4 for Randy Lurch.
Hey, Andy, they look like bullets off that bat today. They're jumping off there.
More winds and the one strike to McBride, bouncing foul beyond the first base coaching box. Bake singled in his first at bat. Phillies with 3 home runs among their 7 hits here in the first inning. More winds. Here's the 0-2 to McBride. A pop foul. It's on the third base side. The wind holding that one fair now, and Olivares comes in and takes it for the out. McBride pops out to Olivares, and the Phils are finally retired in the first inning, but they have scored 7 runs on 7 hits, and nobody left on base. At the end of a half inning, it's 7-0 Philadelphia. De Jesus batting at .222. Lurch winds, and the next pitch is a breaking ball over for a strike. 0-2 on De Jesus. Joey Amalfitano coaching at third base. Cookie Rojas at first for Chicago. Cubs have lost 5 of their last 8 games. The 2-strike to De Jesus. Fastball low and inside. Mike Vail is on deck. One American League game this afternoon. Cleveland leads Toronto 3-2. Indians batting in the last of the third inning. Mark Lemongello for the Blue Jays. Mike Paxton for the Indians. Here's a breaking ball, bounced foul beyond third base. Still a ball and 2 strikes to De Jesus. Andre Thornton and Dave Rosello have both hit Cleveland home runs in that game. Later this afternoon, one other American League contest. The White Sox play at Oakland. The 1-2 pitch to De Jesus. He lofts the foul back out of play into the seats. Ivan, the only Chicago player to collect more than 1 hit yesterday. As we mentioned, Carlton yielded just 3, and he had 2 of them. 1-2 pitch to De Jesus. Takes it low, 2-2. Last year, Ivan had 2 hits and 7 at-bats against the left-hander Randy Lurch. Randy beat Chicago twice last year without defeat. The 2-2 pitch is a check swing line drive into center field, a base hit. He didn't really have a full rip at that. Maybe it isn't correct to say that he checked his swing. It was kind of a half swing, but he shot it into center field, and De Jesus has a single.
You got to hold your breath today because the Cubs can loft the ball out of this ballpark also. I had a feeling this might wind up about 19-12.
Good thing we've got a late flight tonight. Here's Mike Vail at the plate. Pitch on the way to the right-handed batter is pop foul out of play into the upper deck. Vail is hitting at .353, playing in right field, as the Cubs have been platooning, at least in this series, with Bobby Mercer playing against right-handed pitching. Swing and a miss by Vail. Lurch ahead of him, 0-2. Randy lifetime against Chicago is 4 wins and 2 defeats. Stretched by the left-hander, and here's the pitch to Vail. Line drive, right field, and a base hit. De Jesus will stop at second base. So the first 2 Cub batters are on.
Makes you want to go down there and grab a bat. Never seen so many hard-hit balls so early.
And you can't really blame the wind for these couple by the Cubs here. They have been low liners well within the field of play. Left-handed batting Bill Buckner coming to the plate. He's hitting at .246. Cubs at first and second, nobody out. The stretch by Randy. And now time is called. He makes the delivery, and it was a curveball, but time had been called. Randy didn't see it. Phillies infield playing at double play depth. Last game on this road trip for the Phillies. And they'll come back a winner no matter what happens here today. They are 9-4 on this trip right now. And off to a 7-0 start in this one. Now we're ready. Here's the set by Lurch, and the pitch on the way. Outside. 1 ball to count to Bill Buckner. Cubs remain at home. They'll be hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates next, beginning tomorrow afternoon. The 1-0 pitch to Buckner. Fastball high, 2-0. Time called as Pete Rose comes over to have a word with the young pitcher. Tomorrow night at Veterans Stadium, you'll want to welcome the Phillies back from this sensational road trip, and Dick Ruthven, who is undefeated this year and has not pitched in a losing ball game, will work for the Phillies against left-hander Ross Grimsley, who is 3-2. Rufus has pitched 8 times, has won 6 of them, got 2 no decisions, but the Phillies won both those games. The 2-0 pitch to Buckner, in for a called strike at the knees. Buckner leads the Cubs in triples. He's already gotten 3 of them. Two balls and a strike on Buckner. Here's Lurch's delivery. Line drive into right field, sinking and falling for a base hit. Being waved around is De Jesus. He will score, and the Phillies lead cut to 7-1. A broken bat liner to right field by Buckner, and the Cubs have had 3 straight hits. Let's pause for station identification. The Phillies Baseball Network.
You're listening to Phillies Radio, the spirit of New Jersey, 1350 WHWH Princeton.
Buckner with his 15th run batted in, and here's a guy you got to be careful of, Big Dave Kingman. He has seen what's happened here today. Kong batting at .279. Breaking ball to Kingman is low, ball 1. He has 9 home runs and 24 runs batted in, both figures leading Chicago. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Phil's infield at double play depth. Stretch by Lurch, and the pitch to Kingman. Long towering drive to deep left field. Way out of here. A mighty home run by Dave Kingman. There was no doubt about it from the moment it left his bat. A 7-4 ball game.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you. And still nobody out. That ball almost hit the building across the street over Waveland Avenue. And pitching coach Herm Starrett is coming to the mound, and Randy Lurch has to be a little shaken up. 4 runs, still nobody out.
Well, that shot wasn't just a home run. That was a typical King Kong shot, a real mooner that just sailed off his bat in a mighty arc toward left field. And even on a normal day, there would be no doubt about whether that one was going to leave here. Number 10 for Kingman, who now has 27 runs batted in. Seven to 4 Phillies, and the batter is Steve Olivares, and as Rich mentioned, nobody out. Pitch on the way to the switch hitter batting right-handed is low, ball 1. Olivares leads the Cubs in hits with 36. He carries a .313 average. Lurch's next delivery is a squibber toward first field, and on a good hop by Rose, and he runs to the bag for the out. That was a tough play for Rose because that ball was hit hard and was slicing away from him toward the line, but Pete made the play, and that's out number 1. Next up, Jerry Martin. Jerry 3 for 7 in the series against his former teammates and batting .276. We have had 4 home runs in the first inning of this ball game. 3 by the Phillies, and the mighty shot by Dave Kingman. Fastball to Martin, low and outside, ball 1. Jerry leads the Cubs in doubles with 9. This has got to be one of those days where no lead will be safe. The The 1-0 to Martin, a fastball low, 2-0. The ex-Philly connection again lined up consecutively today. Jerry Martin, Barry Foote, and Ted Sizemore as the number 6, 7, and 8 hitters in Herman Frank's lineup. The 2-0 pitch to Martin, over for a strike. Jerry's been hitting the ball well. He was talking about a couple of shots that he had at Cincinnati recently that bounded off the fence out there and came back into play. Here's a line drive into the alley in right center field, a base hit and more. Martin will have extra bases. McBride chasing it down. Jerry coasting into second with a double. Martin gaps the ball in right center, and that's the 5th hit of the first inning for Chicago with 1 out.
Oh, Andy. Get the married men off the field today. There are only cheap hit in this game was Bill Buckner's. He had the bat sawed off right in his hands, but outside of that, everything has been hit hard.
Lurch just flips the ball to Ozark. No conversation between the two at all, and both teams have had to change pitchers in the first inning of play with only 1 man out in either case. It's amazing, but that's the way the story has gone here in Chicago today. Another pitching change with the Phillies leading this game 7-4. We'll be back in just a moment. You can take... Bird checks Martin. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Both starting pitchers in this game, Dennis Lamp and Randy Lurch, removed after a 1/3 inning of pitching. Here's a little fly ball into right center field. Getting over is McBride, and he catches it for the out. Barry Foote hit that ball into right center field. McBride over to his right to make the catch on the run for out number 2. Here's Ted Sizemore. Size still looking for his first hit in this series. Teddy's 0 for 6 in the first 2 games, and he's batting at .263. Martin at second, 2 out. Kind of unusual when you hit a home run of the ball game but are not able to survive the first inning, but that's the story for Randy Lurch today. Here's Bird's delivery to Sizemore, and it's low, ball 1. Lurch charged with 5 hits and 4 runs, and of course he's responsible for Martin at second base. Phillies lead it 7-4, first inning. Sizemore sends a line drive into left center field, a base hit. Martin being waved around. The Cubs have scored run number 5. Sizemore with his first hit of the series and his 9th run batted in.
Well, there have been 12 runs and 13 hits in the first inning. When's the last time you ever saw that?
Can't remember, Whitey. But if I ever did see it before, it must have been here at Wrigley Field. So the Cubs have batted around in the first inning, and here's Donnie Moore at the plate, and the first pitch over to him is a strike. Here is a line drive into right center field, a real gapper. Moore's ball is going to roll all the way to the wall. Sizemore being waved around. He will score. Moore is heading for third base. The relay gets away. Moore goes halfway down the line, but then holds on. The Cubs have just scored run number 6. It's a 7-6 ball game.
And the Phillies got a break there. That ball headed towards the Cub dugout, hit the little cement wall right before it rolled into the dugout. Had it gone in there, Moore would have scored. Unbelievable.
Donnie Moore, who was 0 for 4 as he stood at the plate, gets his first hit of the year. A triple, and the Cubs are right back in this ball game. It is 7-6 Phillies, and we still only have 2 out in the Chicago first inning, and their 10th man is coming to the plate. Phillies batted 10 men in the top half of this inning. Ivan De Jesus, who singled and scored in his first at bat. Donnie Moore at third base. He is there without a warm-up jacket. Stretched by Bird, and the pitch to De Jesus over at the letters a strike. 7-6 7 hits for each team. Phillies lead the game 7-6. Next pitch to DeJesus, a called strike, 0-2. Lurch charged with 5 of these Chicago runs. The last one is charged to Bird. The 2-strike pitch to DeJesus. A pop-up into shallow right field. Bake McBride started in, now sharply to his right. He stays with it for the out. Bake made that a tough play, or maybe the wind did, but he stayed with it. And listen to these Chicago fans as the Cubs, down 7-0, came back to get 6 runs in the inning on 7 hits, and they left 1 man on base. At the end of 1, Phillies lead it 7-6. Second and 23rd, game time for all 3 next week will be 7:35. So come on out and check out the St. Louis Cardinals, who are playing good baseball. They might well even be into second place by that time. We're going to the second inning here in Chicago, a 7-6 lead for the Phillies, a remarkable ball game, and here is Larry Bowa to start it. Bowa has doubled and scored. Donnie Moore's pitch to him is a hard ball down the first baseline, fielded there by Buckner, runs to the bag for the out. Larry Bowa grounds out to Buckner on 1 pitch. 1 away in the second inning. The batter, Pete Rose. Pete one-hopped a pitch to the mound in the first inning. And the Cubs were able to get McBride off third base at that time, and it looked as though they might have that first inning under control. But then Schmidt followed with a 3-run homer. Then there were 2 singles and a 3-run homer by Boone. Going outside to Rose, ball 1. Then after Mioli struck out, Randy Lurch hit a home run to account for the 7th Phillies run, but Randy is out of the ball game. Rose takes outside, 2-0. Pete leading the Phillies in hits with 44 of them. Reliever Moore winds in the 2-0 to Rose. Low, ball 3.
Barry Foote giving the home plate umpire a little heat on that last call. He thought it was a strike. No, we're going to see the Major League umpires, it appears, possibly on Saturday.
Rose takes low, ball 4, and believe it or not, this is the first walk of the ball game. Everything else has been accomplished on hitting. Pete Rose takes a walk. And here's Mike Schmidt. Mike has already hit 3 home runs in this series. Mike jokingly promised 4 on the bus ride in from the airport the other day, and he might do it yet. Schmidt with a 3-run shot in his first at bat. Pitch on the way to Mike. High, ball 1. Schmidt now has 20 career home runs in this ballpark. He has 30 lifetime home runs against the Cubs. And 12 of his 13 this year have been away from Veterans Stadium. The delivery by Moore, fouled away by Schmidt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, he's going for it. Of course, the hitters know that at this kind of a day, they're in a kind of a short ballpark, short fences, and a strong wind blowing out, and they can't wait to get up there and swing the bat. Pitchers, you might see grown men cry out there on that mound today.
We've already seen one drool. It's Whitey. He wants to get down there and grab a bat. Soft throw to first base. Rose is back in time. 1-1 the count on Schmidt. Now time is called. The 3 RBIs by Mike give him 31 for the year, so he's only 1 behind the leader, George Foster, in that category. The 1-1 to Schmidt. Over for a strike.
Not sure I could hit one out of here today, even with the wind blowing out. I think it's got to be blowing a little harder than that.
You might get a gapper, though. The stretch by Moore and the 1-2 to Schmidt. He got up under this one, and it's a pop-up out around the middle of the infield. DeJesus shading his eyes, backing off, and taking it for the out. We have some swirling winds here, as we mentioned, and it's tough on these pop flies. Schmidt has popped out to DeJesus, the second out of the inning. Well, here's a guy with a 6-game hitting streak going as the Phils continue to get good production from their bench. Del Unser singled in his first at bat today, and Del started the afternoon with a .444 average. Well, the Expos have finally scored a run. They got one in the 6th inning at St. Louis. Changeup is outside, ball 1. Cardinals lead the Expos 2-1. St. Louis batting last of the 6th. Hunter swings and fouls one back out of play, a strike. The Expos win at least 23 innings without scoring. They lost their last game prior to this series at St. Louis in Dodger Stadium 8-2, and I don't know when they last scored in that game, but they didn't score in the first 23 innings at St. Louis. Another changeup is just outside. 2-1 to Hunter. A 7-6 lead for the Phillies, batting in the second inning here at Chicago. Rose at first with 2 down. The stretch by Moore, pitch on the way to Dell. Fly ball into right field, getting a late start is Vail. Now he comes on and he takes it for the out. Hunter flies to Vail. Phil's retired in the second. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base. We go to the Cubs' second inning, and it's 7-6 Phillies. Kingman to face reliever Doug Bird. Pitch on the way, high and inside, ball 1. Bird came on in relief of Lurch in the first inning when there was only 1 out. He gave up 2 hits and a run, and the Cubs trail this game by 1 at 7-6 Philadelphia. Vail takes low a ball. Mike singled in the first inning and scored. The first 4 Chicago batters hit safely in their half of the first inning. The 2-0 pitch to Vail. Swing and a miss, a strike. In case you joined us a little late, you missed some real explosions here today. 4 home runs in the first inning, 3 by the Phillies. Bird winds and the 2-1 pitch to Vail. Hard hit ball, base hit in the hole, and Vail has his second hit of the afternoon. Mike Vail leads off the Chicago second with a single in the hole. And now the Cubs have out-hit the Phillies 8-7. Phillies lead the game 7-6. The batter is Bill Buckner. He got a broken bat single in the first inning to drive in Chicago's first run. Buckner, left-handed batter. Stretching the pitch by Bird. Catches the outside corner, a strike. Well, after Carlton 3 hit the Cubs yesterday, you knew there were some hits in their bats. But they have come out here in a hurry. Throw to first base, stepping back in time is Vail. Phil's in the outfield, play Buckner straight away. Infield set for a double play. The pitch to Vail, breaking ball, bounce back to the middle, and a base hit. Violi couldn't get it. Here's Vail rounding second. He'll go to third as Buckner has gotten a hit. Singles by Vail and Buckner starts the Cubs off in the second inning, and here comes Dave Kingman.
Buckner just getting that seeing eye base hit right back through the middle, just out of the reach of Rudy Meoli. And more trouble. Big Kong Kingman, who hit a moonshot in his first at bat, one of those typical high arc jobs that he hits. Number 10 for Kingman. Runners at first and third, nobody out. The pitch to Kingman, ground ball to Schmidt. He's got it. Throw over to second for 1. Back on to first, a double play, and Vail had to stay at third base. That ball was hit so hard, sharply to Schmidt. He turned a double play, and Vail never moved.
Give Mike Schmidt a lot of credit there. He caught that ball. It was hit sharply. He had a little time. He caught the ball. He looked Vail back. He froze Vail at third, and then completed the quick double play. And what surprised me, they got Kingman so easy at first. He must not have gotten out of the box very well.
So 2 out and Vail at third base, and here is Steve Olivares, switch hitter batting left-handed now, and the pitch to him low and inside, and a good stop by Boone. Olivares grounded out sharply to Pete Rose in his first at bat. Next pitch to Olivares, again low and inside, 2-0. A 7-6 lead in the Phillies, but don't get confident about this one, not yet. Bird from the stretch, pitch to Olivares, swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. 2 balls and a strike to Olivares, who leads the Cubs with 36 hits. Swing and a miss by Olivares. 2 balls and 2 strikes. the next delivery. A bouncing ball, first base side, fielded by Rose, just fair, run to the bag in time, and the Cubs are retired in the second. They got their first 2 batters on, but they didn't score here in the second. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left on base. At the end of 2, the Phillies lead 7-6, and now time for a tasty break. 100. Third inning baseball. Here's Harry Callis.
All right, thanks, Andy. Gary Maddox leads off, punches a fly ball, shallow right. Bale coming hard, can't hold on to it. Maddox on his way to second base with a double. A sliding effort by Mike Bale. He couldn't hang on, and it'll be a double for Gary Maddox. His second hit of the ball game. Hit number 8 for the Phils. A wild one here at Wrigley. 7-6 Phillies lead. We're in the third.
Good hustle there by Maddox. Gary gunning right out of the batter's box and coasted into second base very easily.
Here's Bob Boone. He slammed a 3-run homer his first time up, his second home run of the year. Neither starting pitcher survived the first inning. Dennis Lamp or Randy Lurch, both going 1/3 of an inning. Here's a pitch on the way to Boone, and it's over at the knees for a called strike. Boone not happy with that call by plate umpire Dick Cavanaugh. Boone saying, if you're going to call that on me, give it to my pitcher. Maddox second base and nobody out. Donnie Moore stretches. And the pitch to Boone, a change, nubbed into shallow left. Kingman will never get it. Maddox rounding third. Here's Kingman's throw to the plate. Off target. Maddox scores. It gets by Boone, or rather by Foot, and Boone goes up to second base. It'll be a looping single to shallow left, and an error on Kingman enabling Boone to move up to second base. Phillies lead it 8-6.
And Boone's picked up 4 RBIs in this game. He didn't hit that one very well. Everything was hit hard in the first inning, but the Phillies now put together a couple of looping base hits. Of course, the outfielders are playing so deep today, you're going to see a few of those drop in, those short fly balls.
Boone at second base with a base hit, a run batted in, and an error on Dave Kingman, and here's Rudy Mioli. He was called. 1 strike to count to Rudy Mioli. Here's a stretch by Moore. And the pitch to Mioli, fastball low for a ball. It's 1-1. Donnie Moore out of Lubbock, Texas. Lifetime against the Phillies, he's won 1 and lost 1. A strike to Mioli. Boone at second base, nobody out, a run in. We're in the third inning, and the Phillies lead 8-6. Phil's got 7 in the first, the Cubs got 6. Here's the pitch to Mioli. Swing at a high fly ball center field. Jerry Martin is right there waiting. Makes the catch. Boone tags. Here's Martin's throw. It's a good one. Boone safe though at third with a head first slide. Jerry Martin made a very strong throw from center field, but Boone just got under the tag by Oliveras with a head first slide. So he's at third base with 1 out. And that brings on pitcher Doug Bird.
Quite a slide by Boone. Like a Pete Rose type slide, head first into the bag, and very close play.
Bird's been at bat twice without a hit. Boone third base and 1 out. Moore stretches. Pitch to Bird. Swing and a nubbing foul off the end of his bat into the Phillies dugout. 1 strike to Bird. Bird does not swing too good a bat. The Cub infield is pulled in. Doug stands well off the plate. Doesn't look to me like he could reach an outside pitch from there. Or maybe half the plate. Pitch to him. Low for a ball. It's 1-1.
He'll be murder on that pitch about a foot inside, though.
Ball and a strike to Bird. 1-1 pitch to him. Blowing away for a ball. It's 2-1 to Bird. Boone at third base. 1 out. Donnie Moore stretches. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. It's 2-2. Now the stretch by Moore. 2-2 pitch. Fastball inside at the full count. 3-2 to pitcher Doug Bird. Randy Lurch hit a home run in this game in the top of the first, but he did not survive the bottom half. Taken out after 1/3 of an inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. He walked it. So Donnie Moore walked his second batter. Didn't want to do that. That'll bring on Bake McBride. Bake has singled and popped up.
Oh, sir, he didn't want to do it. He should have even run a full count on him. He should have thrown the ball in there and give his fielders a chance. And he's in some trouble now with Bake McBride up there.
Bake 1 out of 2. Boone at third. Doug Bird at first base with 1 out in the third inning. Cubs are getting their bullpen into activity again. Left-hander Willie Hernandez getting up to throw. Donnie Moore stretches. The pitch to McBride, way outside, ball 1. The stretch by Moore. And the pitch to Bake. Change, fly ball into center field. Not deep, coming hard. Martin, it falls in for a base hit. Boone scores. Bird to second. Phillies lead it 9-6. Ball loose in the infield, but Buckner finally chases it down. The Phillies, in all honesty, have not hit a ball hard in this season.
3 Texas League singles, and as we mentioned earlier, the outfielders are playing back so far today that nobody even came close to catching that ball.
But 2 runs are in. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Kid McBride a run batted in, his 15th. Phillies now lead at 9-6 in the third inning, and here's Larry Boa. Boa has doubled, scored a run, and grounded out. Bird at second, McBride at first. Moore stretches. And the pitch to Boa. Swing and a line drive, base hit center field. Bird will be held at third base as Martin rifles it in, and the Phillies have the bases loaded. Boa stung that ball right up the middle, and the Phillies have him jammed for Pete Rose with 1 out.
That's hard to believe. 20 hits in this game already. We're in the top of the third. 15 runs scored, and possibility here to get another handful.
Here's Pete Rose. He is hit into a fielder's choice and walked. Scored a run, which made him the all-time run scorer in Major League history by a switch hitter, surpassing Mickey Mantle.
Cubs are doing a little stalling, possibly to give Hernandez time to throw a few more pitches. I don't believe Herman Franks wants to put a left-hander in this game, but he has one warming up.
Bases loaded, Bird at third, McBride at second, Boa at first for Pete Rose with 1 out. Donnie Moore winds, and the pitch to Pete. A change, line shot, left center field. It's extra bases. Bird scores, McBride rounding third. The throw-in is cut off. Bake scores. Phillies lead it 11-6. Another double for Pete Rose, who's tied for the National League leadership now in 2 base hits.
And Herman Franks was up on the dugout steps, headed towards the pitcher's mound when Rose hit the ball into left center field, and looks like that's going to be all for Donnie Moore. This is an unbelievable day to hit the ball, needless to say, and 21 hits in the game now, 12 by the Phillies, 9 by the Cubs. Phillies have opened up A 5-run lead again. That's going to be all for Donnie Moore, and left-hander Willie Hernandez is getting the nod. A pitching change for Chicago. The Phils lead 11-6, trying to get some more. We'll be back in a minute. Schmidt will be over there along with a lot of other athletes. They're going to walk Mike Schmidt here intentionally to load the bases. On that spina bifida day, it's in Cooper River Park in Pennsauken, New Jersey. Mike Schmidt, Gary Maddox will be there. Steve Mix of the 76ers. Bill Barber, Paul Holmgren of the Flyers. Doug Collins will also be there. A lot of the Eagles, Coach Dick Vermeil, Ron Jaworski, Harold Carmichael, Vince Papelli. The chairman of it is John Bunning, the Eagles linebacker. Very worthy cause. That's this coming Sunday at Cooper River Park, Pennsauken, New Jersey.
Mike Schmidt has been intentionally walked to load the bases with one out. Here's Del Unser. He is singled and flied out to right. Willie Hernandez appearing in his 9th game. All have been a relief. He was supposed to get a start at Houston, but then a last-minute change by Herman Franks, and he didn't start the game. His earned run average is 2.81. He has no record. Bases loaded, one out. Here's the pitch to Del Unser. A breaking ball is in the dirt for a ball. Phillies leading this game 11-6. We're in the 3rd inning. Bo at 3rd, Rose at 2nd, Schmidt at 1st. Here's the pitch on the way to Unser. A fastball. It's wide for a ball. It's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Del Unser. Hernandez winds. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball is skied down the left field foul line. Kingman chasing, but it's blowing back into the seats. And on a play, it's 2-1 to Del Unser. Phillies have scored 4 here in the 3rd inning. Lead this game 11-6. Still only one out. Willie Hernandez looks in for the sign from Barry Foote. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball, top foul off the plate. 2-2 the count to Del Unser. Gary Maddox, who started this 3rd inning with a looping double to right, is waiting on deck. There's a windup by Hernandez, the 2-2 pitch. Swing, a little dribbler down the first base side. Coming in to score is Boa. Unser's tagged out on the base path, and the Phillies now lead at 12-6. Give Unser a run batted in. On a little tap down the first base side, he was tagged out by Bill Buckner, but he moved everybody up and drives in a run. Boa scoring, Rose to 3rd, Schmidt to 2nd, and that'll bring on Gary Maddox. Phillies now lead at 12-6. Maddox has singled and doubled. He scored a pair of runs. Here's the pitch to Gary. Breaking ball hit high in the air to deep left center field. Barton away back. Out of here, home run. Gary Maddox, a 3-run shot, and it's now 15-6 Phillies. I tell you, that is hard to believe. The wind really helped that ball. Gary hit it at least fair. He hit it on the good part of the bat. He got under it, but that's all you have to do is get it out there a decent distance, and the wind will do the rest. That was a wind-blown job, and he'll take it. So Gary's had quite a ball game. 3 for 3, single, double, and homer. He drives in runs number 19, 20, and 21. Here's Bob Boone, and Boone is hit by a pitch. Boone picks up the ball and throws it out as he's walking down to first base. Boone hit by a pitch ball, and that'll bring on Rudy Mioli. I think that was just something that Hernandez had to do to kind of keep his self-respect. He plunked Boone on the leg, I believe it was, just kind of a eyewash pitch, I suppose. Gary Maddox home run for a case of tasty cake for him and wife Sandra and son Gary Lee Jr. and Derek, and also one for the United Cerebral Palsy Association of Philadelphia. Here's Rudy Mioli. Pitch to him, fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. Rudy is struck out and flied out. Boone at first base. 2 outs. 8 runs in the inning. Phillies lead 15-6. Pitch to Mioli, a good breaking ball for a called strike. And Rudy is down 0-2. Phillies have batted around +2 in this third inning. The Phillies batted around +1 in the first. Here's the pitch to Mioli. Fastball high and tight for a ball. Scoreboard says 2-1. I thought he called that second pitch a strike. It is 2-1? All right. Hernandez stretches. Here's the pitch to Mioli. Swing and a line drive, base hit left field. Kingman gets it back into the infield, and Mioli has his first hit of the ball game, and that'll bring on pitcher Doug Bird batting for the second time in this inning. He walked in his first at bat.
Phillies have 14 hits in the third inning.
15 runs. Here's Bird. Pitch to him. Fouled off the end of his bat on the first base side. 1 strike to Doug Bird. (15-6) Phils. We're in the third. Now the stretch by Hernandez. And the pitch to Bird. Fastball low, and it's 1-1. Bob Boone at second, Rudy Mioli at first. 2 outs in the inning. Bird, the 13th hitter to bat for the Phillies in this inning. There's another foul ball off the end of his bat. Ball and 2 strikes to Doug Bird. Walked by Donnie Moore to Doug Bird earlier in this inning. Proved very costly. Bills kept an inning alive. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a breaking ball. So Bird goes down swinging. The Phillies are down in the third inning, but score 8 runs. 7 hits, 1 Cub error, 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Phillies 15, Chicago 6.
It's just as important Arco service stations. So whether you change your own oil or have someone else do it, ask for the free oil filter at participating Arco stations. Offer good through June 30th.
Bottom half of the third inning, Jerry Martin leads off for the Cubs. Bird's pitch to him is a little bit low for a ball. Martin has doubled and scored a run. Doug Bird came in the first inning for Randy Lurch. Pitch on the way is a fastball that's over for a called strike. It's 1-1. There's a 1-1 pitch to Jerry Martin. Ground ball hit to deep short, gloved by Larry Boa. His throw, and Martin is out, 1 down. That'll bring on Barry Foote. Foote flied out to right his first time up. Phillies scored 7 runs in the first inning, 8 in the third, in the top half of this inning, and lead this game 15-6. One down in Chicago's third inning. Bird winds. Here's the pitch to Foote. Fastball is over for a called strike. Now the Cubs 6 runs, 5 charged to Randy Lurch, 1 to Doug Bird. 1 strike pitch. That pound ball that drops in low for a ball. It's 1-1. Phillies back home tomorrow night after this long road trip against the Montreal Expos. Dick Ruthven, 6-0, will go for the Phils. Ross Grimsley going for Montreal. Here's a swing and a miss at a good pound ball by Foote, and he finds himself in the hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball grounded sharply to Schmidt, off his glove, picks it up, throws, still got him. Foote does not motor all that well, and Schmidt had time to recover on a sharply hit ground ball. Foote is out 2 down, and that'll bring on Ted Sizemore. Size singled to drive in a run. He also scored a run his first time up. Two outs and nobody on base. Wind up by Bird. The pitch to Sizemore. Looper into shallow right field. That's going to fall for a hit. So Sizemore has his second hit of the ball game. A looping single to right for the Cubs, hit number 10. That'll bring on the pitcher, Willie Hernandez. Hernandez has not been at bat this year. This will be his first at bat. Lifetime, he's hitting .059. Pitch to him is a strike called. Hernandez has been at bat 17 times lifetime in the major leagues, 1 hit. There's a pitch to him on the outside corner for a called strike, and he's quickly down 0-2. Sizemore first base, 2 outs. Phillies leading 15-6, bottom of the third. Pitch to Hernandez. He checked his swing on a low inside breaking ball and fell down at the plate. He started his swing, checked, and fell down in a clump at the plate. 1-2 to Willie Hernandez. One-two pitch to him, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Willie Hernandez goes down swinging. First strikeout for Bird for the Cubs in the third. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. After 3, it's Phillies 15, Chicago 6. Meg McBride leads off for the Phillies here in the 4th inning. Hernandez pitched to him a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. Fake is 2 out of 3, is twice singled. Wind up by Hernandez. 1 strike pitch, high for a ball. Phillies scored 7 in the first inning, 8 in the third inning, and lead this game 15-6. Here's the 1-1 pitch to McBride, a breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes to Bake. Wind up by Willie Hernandez. 1-2 pitch, swing, and a pop foul. It's coming back. Foote is giving chase, but it's out of play. 1-2 to McBride. 6 runs charged to the starter, Dennis Lamb. Johnny Moore charged with 7. And Willie Hernandez 2. We're only in the 4th inning, and it's 15-6. 1-2 pitch, swing and a ground ball foul into the Phillies dugout, just out of the grasp of Danny Ozark. Ball and 2 strikes to McBride. 1-2 pitch, sidearm pitch is fouled back to the screen. Bake stays alive at 1-2. Wind up by Hernandez, 1-2 pitch, sidearm fastball, fouled back to the screen again. 1-2 to Bake McBride, leading off the Phillies fourth. 1-2 pitch to him, a breaking ball, hit to center field. Jerry Martin drifting back. He's there near the warning track and makes the catch. So McBride is out 1 down. That'll bring up Larry Boa. Boa's 2 out of 3. His double grounded out and singled. He scored a pair of runs. Larry batting right against Willie Hernandez. Here's the pitch to Boa. High foul down the first base side, out of play. 1 strike to Larry Boa. Wind up by Hernandez. Pitch to Boa. Swinging another foul ball off the end of his bat to the screen. And Boa's down 0-2. Larry has been a much better hitter left-handed than right this year. 322 left-handed. Right-handed just 214. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Fastball, didn't miss by much. Ball and 2 strikes to Boa. Both Foote and Hernandez thought it was there. Wind up by Hernandez. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball. Foul down the third base side. Boa cracks his bat on the foul ball. We'll get a different one. Takes the ball. Let's pause here for station identification along the Phillies Baseball Network.
After the game, stay tuned for more great entertainment on WHWH 1350 Princeton, the spirit of New Jersey.
1-2 pitch to Boa. Ground ball in the hole. A base hit to left field. Larry Boa grounds a single to left. Between Olivares and De Jesus, that is his 3rd hit of the ball game. And for the Phillies, hit number 15. That'll bring on Pete Rose. Rose is 1 out of 2, is grounded into a fielder's choice, walked and doubled. He's knocked in 2 runs and scored 2 runs. Montreal batting in the 9th inning, their last chance against St. Louis, trailing 2-1 in the 9th. Dan Schatzeder against Silvio Martinez. Here's the pitch to Rose. Fastball is over for a called strike. In the American League, Cleveland leads Toronto 6-3 after 6 behind Mike Paxton. Andre Thornton, Dave Rosello, and Toby Hara have all homered for Cleveland. Hernandez stretches. The pitch to Pete Rose, a change and a swing and a miss. 0-2 to Pete Rose. Larry Boa, first base, 1 out, 4th inning. Phillies lead 15-6. Willie Hernandez stretches. And the pitch to Pete is just low for a ball. Foote thought that pitch was there. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 to Rose. Boa first base. 1 out. Stretch by Hernandez. Steps off the rubber. Boa not taking a big lead at first base. Hernandez calls out Barry Foote for a chat. To Pete Rose with Boa at first base. A stretch by Hernandez. 1-2 pitch, low in the dirt. It's 2-2. Now the a stretch by Willie Hernandez. 2-2 pitch. Swing, a line shot to right center field. Extra bases. Larry Bowa scampering around third. He's being waved home. Pete Rose at second with a double. The Phillies lead it 16-6. Rose's second double of the game. He now leads the league in 2 base hits. He did last year with 51, and he has 14 this year.
Well, he's really hitting a lot of line drives, and almost every one of them, when they get over the infield, they seem to be in the gap. He has that stroke for it, and it's like they're going to walk Mike Schmidt once again intentionally.
Well, Schmidt predicted that he'd hit 4 home runs in this 3-game set. They're not going to give him a chance. He hit one his first time up, popped up in his second at bat, and this will be the second straight time he will be intentionally walked. Putting Phil runners at first and second with 1 down for Del Unser. Phillies now leading by a score of 16-6. We are in the top half of the 4th inning. Here's Del Unser. Unser has singled, fly to right, and grounded out. Scored a run. He's 1 out of 3. Stretch by Willie Hernandez. And the pitch. Breaking ball that misses low for a ball. Foot might have been crossed up by that pitch. He calls timeout and goes out to talk to Willie Hernandez.
He was. There's no doubt about it. He was up there for a fastball and then had to come down quickly on the curveball. Sometimes the runner on second base, you'll change the signs, and sometimes the pitcher forgets about that.
Here's a stretch by Hernandez, and the pitch. Fastball is high for a ball. It's 2-0 to Del Unser. Phil's out in front, 16-6. It's only the 4th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing, a big swing and a foul in and out of the glove of Barry Foote. And it's 2-1.
Unser was trying to get one up into that wind. He really had a big rip at the ball.
Pete Rose at second, Mike Schmidt at first. Hernandez stretches. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Grounded sharply to second. That might be 2 to De Jesus. 1 relay not in time. De Jesus couldn't dig it out. Unser safe at first on a fielder's choice. Moving up to third base, Pete Rose. Forced at second, Mike Schmidt for out number 2 in the inning. And that'll bring on Gary Maddox. Maddox has had quite an afternoon. 3 for 3, a single, double, and homer. He has scored 3 runs and knocked in 3 runs. Hernandez stretches. Pitch to Maddox, breaking ball, and he chased it. Swing and a miss. Maddox committed himself on a breaking ball that bounced up there, 1 strike to it. Now the pitch to Gary. Swing and a drive into the right center field. It's a gapper. It drops in for a hit. Rose scores. On his way to third base as Unser. Maddox slides in with a double. Gary is 4 for 4 with 5 runs batted in, and the Phillies now lead it 17-6.
Maddox is hurt, though. Running out the double, and I think he's pulled a muscle.
Gary up slowly. Tony Taylor is out there, and Don Seeger coming out. Maddox coming up. After the slide at second base, might have pulled a muscle. Certainly hope now with Greg Luzinski out. Gary Maddox, who has had 4 for 4 this afternoon, is just standing on the bag at second base, and he's going to be taken out of this ball game.
Sir, he's had quite a day. He's limping off. I suppose it's at least a slight muscle pull. The way he's walking off, it appears that it wouldn't be all that bad, but it'd be a good time to get him out of there with a 17-6 lead.
Ray Gross will come out and pinch run for Gary Maddox, who leads the ball game 4 for 4. 4 runs batted in and 3 runs scored. So Unser at third base, Gross at second base, and that'll bring on Bob Boone. Ray Gross will stay in the ball game and play center field. Here's Bob Boone. He'll be intentionally walked, the second intentional walk in this inning. And the third intentional walk issued by Willie Hernandez. His fourth walk since coming in there. They'll load the bases and pitch to Rudy Mioli. Phillies lead this game now by a score of 17-6. We're in the fourth inning. 4 in the third, and Mioli is the 8th hitter to come to bat in the fourth. The Phillies leading at 17-6. Mioli's 1 out of 3 is single. Pitch to him. Fastball is low for a ball. Now the 1-0 pitch to Rudy is over for a called strike. It's 1-1. Del Unser at third, Greg Gross at second, Bob Boone at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball hit softly to short. De Jesus to Sizemore for the force on Boone. And the Phillies are retired in the fourth inning. Well, the Phillies add on 2 more runs in the fourth. 3 hits. No Cub errors, 2 men left. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning with a score. Phil's 17 and the Cubs 6, and now it's time for a tasty break. De Jesus is singled and flied out to right field. Bottom half of the fourth, Phillies lead this game 17-6. Here's the pitch to De Jesus, and it's low. It's 2-0. Doug Bird has been in there since the first inning. He came on for Randy Lurch. Lurch charged with 5 runs in 1/3 of an inning. Bird has given up 1 run. De Jesus pops a foul back into the upper deck. 2-1 to Ivan De Jesus. Tony Salinas hit a home run for Montreal in the 9th inning with nobody on, his first of the year, and that tied that ball game at 2-2 at St. Louis. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Called strike, fastball up around the letters. It's 2-2 to Ivan De Jesus. Wind up by Bird, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a pound ball. Second strikeout for Doug Bird. 1 down here in the fourth inning. That'll bring out Mike Vail. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Got 7 runs in the first, 8 in the third, 2 in the top half of this inning, and lead 17-6. The pitch is low to Mike Vail for a ball. Pitch to Vail, swing and a foul back to the screen. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a 1-1 pitch to Vail, a check swing foul on the pound ball down the first base side. Ball in 2 strikes to him. Dave Kingman has hit a Chicago home run this afternoon, his 10th of the year. Mike Schmidt has hit number 13. Randy Lurch is first. Bob Boone is second. Gary Maddox is sixth. One-two pitch. Line drive. Vail has his 3rd hit of the ball game in the left center field. Unser over to cut it off, and Vail will hold it first with a single. So Vail is 3 for 3. All of them singles. That's hit number 11 for the Cubs. That'll bring up Bill Buckner. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. He has driven in a run. Mike Vail, first base, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Buckner. Fastball is high for a ball. Now the pitch to Buckner is low, ball 2. It's 2-0. The pitch to Buckner outside, ball 3. It's 3-0. Pitchers are up in Oakland for the Chicago White Sox, Ken Fraley, and for Oakland, Rick Langford. 3-0 pitch to Buckner is over for a called strike. It's 3-1. Mike Vail, first base, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Phillies lead 17-6. Here's the pitch to Buckner. Swing and a high fly ball into left field. Del Unser is there. He waits and makes the catch, and Buckner is out. That's 2 down. That'll bring on Big Dave Kingman. He slugged a 3-run home run and is grounded into a double play. Kingman leads the Cubs in homers with 10. He now has 27 runs batted in. Pitch to Kingman, tried to check his swing, committed himself on a pound ball. It's 1 strike to Dave Kingman. Kingman now argues with the plate umpire, Dick Cavanaugh, saying, why don't you check with the first base umpire about check swing? But Cavanaugh called it himself. He committed himself. Plate umpire can call the check swing if he feels the hitter has taken a full cut. He's not certain they can ask to appeal to one of the base umpires. Here's the pitch to Kingman. Fastball didn't miss by much. A little bit outside. It's 1-1. Mike Vail, first base, and 2 out. There's the pitch to Kingman. Very high for a ball. Over the top of his head. It's 2-1. Stretch by Bird in the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 2-2 to Dave Kingman. Doug Bird gets back on the rubber. Phillies back home tomorrow night against the Montreal Expos. Dick Ruffin going for the Phils 6-0 against Ross Grimsley. 8:05 start time. Pitch to Kingman, a slider misses outside, and it's a full count. His base with 2 outs. Pitch to Kingman, swing and a foul straight back. Remains 3-2 to Dave Kingman. 7:35 on Saturday night. It'll be Larry Christensen in his first start against Steve Rogers. That'll be Kodak camera night. All fans will be permitted on the field from 6:15 to 6:45. Take photos of their favorite players. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Swing, and there she goes, and it's fair. It is way out of here. A tremendous home run that hits the building across the street. Dave Kingman's second home run of this ball game, his 11th of the year, and he crushed that baby. The score is now Phillies 17, Chicago 8. Did he ever? He had a couple of rips earlier and could have hit it. He did hit this one. There's a 3-story building over the left field fence. He hit it up there around the 3rd story. So the Phillies lead is cut to 9. 17-8 ball game in the 4th inning. Oliveras popped the foul and out of play. Kingman's knocked in 5 runs with his 2 homers. He now has 11 homers and 29 runs batted in, and his shots have really...
We're experiencing a momentary problem in transmission of our Phillies game. We return moments from now. Experiencing a momentary problem with our transmission of the Phillies-Cubs game. We should return to Wrigley Field moments from now.
Here's Paul Anka for McDonald's.
Nobody can do it like McDonald can. Nobody else in this whole land. Nobody can do it like McDonald can. Everybody, we always do it. Nobody can do it like McDonald can. Nobody else has got the big public hat. Nobody has the famous pride coming back. Nobody serves you back. Nobody can. You're the reason we do it. Nobody can do it like McDonald can. Run out and get a Big Mac.
Beer. As pleasant a beer as you'll find anywhere. Latrobe Brewing Company, Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
We now return to Wrigley Field in Chicago for today's Phillies-Cubs game.
Back at Wrigley Field in Chicago, it is 17-9. The Phillies lead. We move to the fifth inning, and here's Richard.
Okay, Harry, and Greg Lazinski is coming out to bat for Doug Bird. The Bulls' first time at bat since he hurt his leg in San Francisco. Facing left-hander Willie Hernandez, the first pitch to Lazinski is inside ball one, and Barry Foote is complaining about that pitch. So Lazinski trying to get in the act, batting .275 as he steps in. It'll be Lazinski, McBride, and Boa. The first three batters are in the fifth in a 17-9 game. Pitch to the ball is fouled back, and he had a cut. There have been 26 runs scored on 30 hits in this game. We're only in the fifth inning. The 1-1 pitch bounces up there, 2-1 the count to Lazinski. So Doug Bird will leave the game. Tug McGraw is warming up in the bullpen. He'll be the next Phillies pitcher, and I guess the manager would almost have to ask for volunteers to get out there today. Everybody has been touched up that's been in there. Lazinski takes high and outside, 3-1 the count to the ball. Kingman has hit 2 home runs, and if you put them together, you might wind up in Milwaukee. 3-1 pitch to Lazinski. Fly ball, pulled foul. Greg wants to swing, you can tell that. It's like he chased a bad pitch there. Full count to Lazinski. He wants a shot at this win, too.
blowing hard, straight out. 3-2 pitch. Check swing, foul ball. Hernandez going with a changeup on the 3-2 pitch, and Lazinski fouled it off. Count will stay at 3-2. Well, if you like scoring in a ball game, really have it here this afternoon in Wrigley Field. The 3-2 pitch once more. High outside, ball 4. Lazinski walks. And Bake McBride, looks like Nino Espinosa is coming out to run for Lazinski. Always hate to see a pitcher pinch run. They get hurt a lot. Buddy Schultz now pitching for the Cardinals in the 10th inning. Montreal and St. Louis tied at 2-2 in the top of the 10th. Oh, Bake McBride is 2 for 4. 2 runs scored. A run batted in. So Espinosa is running for Lazinski. Greg will hope to get into action this weekend against Montreal at Veterans Stadium. McBride takes high, ball 1. Phillies playing Montreal starting tomorrow night, and Dick Ruffin will be pitching that one. Dick is 6-0 on the season. Pitch to McBride. Ground ball into the outfield, past first, a base hit. Espinosa stopping at second base, and the Phillies have something going again. Runners on first and second, nobody out, and this scorecard is undecipherable. If there is such a word, here's Larry Boa up there. Boa's had a good day. 2 singles and a double. 3 runs scored. Larry probably over that 300 mark now. Nobody out, 2 on. Phillies leading 17-9. Hernandez out of the stretch, checks the runners. The pitch. Boa pops one down the right field side. This could be trouble. Coming on, drops for a base hit. Oh! Rolling towards the bullpen. Here comes Espinosa around trying to score, and he does. And the Phillies lead it 18-9. Boa in the second with a pop fly double. McBride stops at third. Unbelievable. Still nobody out. Boa getting his 4th base hit of the game. He'll get a run batted in. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Phillies lead it 18-9. Here's Pete Rose. Rose is 2 for 3. 2 doubles. 3 runs batted in, a run scored. This is unbelievable. The Phillies are hitting them hard. They're dropping in. They're hitting them soft. They're dropping in. Ball with a Texas League double that dropped between Sizemore and Mike Vail. Close to the chalk and right field. Here's Pete Rose. Hernandez will pitch out of a windup. Rose takes a call, strike. Infield is, well, the left side is in a little bit. One strike pitch. Outside, 1-1 to count to Rose. This is an unbelievable ball game. 18-9 Phillies in the top of the 5th. Chance to get another handful here. Rose grounds one towards shortstop. Dropped by De Jesus. He drops it again, and Rose is safe on the air. McBride scores, and the Phillies lead it 19-9. An error on De Jesus. Give Rose a run batted in. Boa had to hold at second. Let's pause quickly for station identification. This is the Phillies Baseball Network.
The front says, did you DQ today? The back says, I did it. What's it all about? It's the famous Dairy Queen t-shirt, now available at all participating Dairy Queens. Get yours today, all sizes, only $2.49.
Mike Schmidt, the batter. Runners at first and second, still nobody out. Hernandez out of the stretch. The pitch. Schmidt takes outside, ball 1. Schmidt twice has been intentionally walked. He's popped out, and he did a 3-run homer. He's officially 1 for 2. Boa on second, Rose on first. Still nobody out.
Hernandez sets. Schmidt fouls one back. 1-1 the count to Mike Schmidt. 19-9 the Phillies lead. Still nobody out, 2 on. Only in the 5th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Schmidt takes a called strike. 1-2 the count. Both bullpens working. Hernandez wants Barry Foote to go through the signs again. I guess it doesn't make much difference what you throw today. Phillies have 19 hits. The pitch, fouled back. Hernandez checks the runners. 2-2 pitch. Schmidt grounds one hard, foul past third. So Mike Schmidt hanging tough on the 2-2 count. 19-9 in the top of the 5th inning. Seems like a long time ago when the starting pitchers were in here. Dennis Lamp and Randy Lurch, neither one of them got through the 1st inning. Pitch to Schmidt is just inside, and the count is 3-2 on Schmidt. Runners probably will be going. Full count to Schmidt. Schmidt looking for something he can get up in the air. Hernandez sets. The runners hold. Schmidt grounds it foul. Actually hit it twice on the pitch and on the bounce. Runners were not going. They held Boa and Rose. And we start over again. Hernandez taking some extra time. And why not? Every time you throw the ball today, something bad happens to it. He sets, checks the runners, the pitch. High and outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded, nobody out. Boa coming to third. Rose to second, Schmidt to first. And Dal Unser the batter. Pitching coach Mike Rourke out there again. Talking to Willie Hernandez. Hernandez facing the left-handed hitting Dal Unser. Unser is officially 1 for 4. With a single, a run batted in, and a run scored. Bases loaded, nobody out, and the Phillies leading 19-9 here in the top of the 5th. Infield stays back. Hernandez will pitch out of the windup. First pitch to Dal Unser. Unser takes the fastball over for a called strike. Unser hitting over 400 at the start of the game. Pitch to Unser, fly ball center field. Jerry Martin is there, makes the catch. Boa tags, he'll score easily. Rose is coming to third, and he's safe. Boa scores, and the Phillies lead it 20-9. Unbelievable. Pete Rose tagged, made a good slide going into third. Unser will get a run batted in on the sacrifice fly. Runners at first and third, one down. Greg Gross the batter. And the Phillies lead it 20-9. Runners at first and third, one out. Greg Gross in the ball game came in when Maddox hurt his leg running out a double. First pitch to Gross, check swing, foul ball. Strike one on Gross. Rose at third, Schmidt at first. One out. Phillies have 20 runs on 19 hits. Here's the one-strike pitch. Gross, fly ball, deep left field. Kingman going back to the warning track, makes the catch in front of the fence. Rose tags, scores, and the Phillies lead it 21-9. As Schmidt tags up at first and goes to second. Well, Greg Gross almost had one to the fence, but Big Dave Kingman caught it with his back against the wall. Gross will get a run batted in on a sacrifice fly. Oh, this is hard to believe. 21-9. We're in the top of the fifth. They're going to walk Bob Boone intentionally. Well, Herman Franks is still employing baseball strategy here. Trailing 21-9. He's walking Bob Boone intentionally to get to Rudy Mioli. Scorecards we have are, well, you just can't make any sense out of them. Innings running into innings. Boone gets the intentional walk. The Phillies have runners at first and second. 2 outs in the batter, Rudy Mioli. He's 1 for 4 with a single. Schmidt leads off second, Boone off first. Boone had having a great day. He's been on 5 straight times, 2 walks, hit by a pitch, a single, and a 3-run homer with 4 runs batted in. Mioli takes a called strike. To 9, we're in the top of the fifth. There's a 7 and 8 up there, a 2 and a 4. Cubs have 9 runs. They scored 6 in the first inning, 3 in the fourth. Mioli takes the pitch high, and the count is 1-1. Well, if Mioli gets on, Nino Espinosa, who came in as a pinch runner, is due to bat. He may get a swipe at him. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Hernandez, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mioli. Lozinski started this with a walk. Mioli takes low, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Phillies lead 21-9, top of the 5th inning. A lot of runs scored, and there'll no doubt be some more. 2-2 the count to Mioli, left-hander to left-hander. The runners lead off. Here's the pitch. High and inside, ball 3. Full count to Mioli. The runners will be going on this pitch. We're only in the 5th inning. My scorecard is spilling over into the 6th. Full count to Mioli. Hernandez sets. The pitch. High ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Mioli walks. Schmidt to third, Boone to second, Mioli to first, and Nino Espinosa, who came in as a pinch runner for Lozinski, will bat. Well, you never know. Espinosa up there, bases loaded, 2 outs. Well, if he hits one out of here, we'll just pack up and go home. Here's a ground ball to Sizemore. He drops it, picks it up, fires to first. Espinosa's out, and that will end the inning for the Phillies. but they scored 4 runs. I don't know how many hits. There was 1 error. There were 3 left on. Cubs batting in the bottom of the 5th with the score. The Phillies 21, Chicago 9.
Go through this phone booth. Thousands of cars. Oh, yeah. Route 18 indoor market has plenty of free parking for thousands of cars. Thank you. Next. Could you tell me how to get the Route 18 indoor market? Oh, no.
Bottom of the 5th inning for the Cubs. 2 on, nobody out. Phillies hoping for a double play ball. McGraw out of the stretch. Pitch to Dillard is low, ball 1. Well, you never know. McGraw ready. Dillard takes low, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Dillard. Cubs have scored 9 runs and they're 12 behind. 2-0 pitch is high, ball 3. McGraw is 1 pitch away from loading the bases here. Dillard will look at least 1 pitch, maybe 2. Here's inside, ball 4. The Cubs have loaded the bases, nobody out. On a single, an error and a walk. Puts to third, Sizemore to second, Dillard to first. Nobody out in the bat, and he scored a run. Infield still holding back. McGraw out of a windup. Low it inside, ball 1. In fact, it's been a little wild in his last couple, 3 appearances, and now Bob Boone wants to talk to McGraw. Montreal and the Cardinals are still in the 10th inning, tied at 2-2. Montreal has been to bat quite a while in the top of that 10th inning. Ready to play ball. Bases loaded, nobody out. McGraw's pitch. High, ball 2. 2-0 the count to De Jesus. Well, maybe a 12-run lead isn't going to be that much. Here's ball 3 to De Jesus. Well, McGraw is 1 pitch away from walking in a run. 3-0 pitch is a called strike. De Jesus back in the batter's box. McGraw ready with a 3-1 pitch. De Jesus takes the called strike, and it's a full count. Found the strike zone with a couple of fastballs. Leading 21-9. Bottom of the 5th inning. The Cubs have the bases loaded, nobody out. Full count to Ivan De Jesus. McGraw's pitch. Low inside, ball 4. De Jesus walks, and that'll walk in a run as Foot crosses home plate. And the score now is 21-10. Still nobody out and the bases are loaded. De Jesus a run. Oh, this is unbelievable. Here's Mike Vail, who's 3 for 3, 3 singles. McGraw's pitch is fouled back. Strike 1 on Vail. Vail's also scored a couple of runs. Sizemore on third. Dillard on second. De Jesus on first. Here's the 1-strike pitch. High and outside. 1-1 to count to Mike Vail. Phillies lead now 21-10. Cubs Brumbies are trying to score a handful here. 1-1 pitch is high, ball 2. Tug is not getting his breaking pitch over. Curveball or screwball. And the count is 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Pop up. Shallow right center field. Greg Gross coming on under the ball, makes the catch. Sizemore is going to hold at third base. So that's a big out for Tug McGraw as Vail flies into shallow center field and the runner's held. That'll bring to bat Bill Buckner, who's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, a run scored, and a run batted in. Bases loaded, 1 down. Infield still back at double play depth as McGraw pitching out of a windup. Buckner takes high, ball 1. Bills lead 21-10. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The Cubs are trying to get some more here. McGraw's pitch is high again, ball 2. That big Dave Kingman is up there next. He's already hit 2 State major home runs in the game. He's knocked in 5 runs. Ball 2, the count to Bill Buckner. The pitch, a called strike. 2-1 the count to Buckner. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball, deep right center field. This is going to be a grand slammer. Oh, brother. A grand slammer by Bill Buckner. And it's now a 21-14 game. Unbelievable. Oh, boy. Buckner really unloaded a line shot into the right center field bleachers. And it's now 21-14. We're only in the bottom of the 5th. Still only 1 out. The batter's Dave Kingman, who's already hit 2 home runs and knocked in 5 runs. Unbelievable ball game. First pitch to Dave Kingman. Way high and outside, ball 1. 21-14 here in the bottom of the 5th. 34 hits in the game. 35 runs. Kingman check swing foul ball, and the count is 1-1. Unbelievable ball game. McGraw ready with a 1-1 pitch to Kingman. Fouled back. He chased a bad pitch. The Cardinal-Montreal game has been suspended. I guess somebody had to catch a plane. They were tied at 2-2 after 10 innings. The pitch to Kingman. Inside, and the count is 2-2. So that suspended game will be completed on June 25th when Montreal goes back to St. Louis. 2-2 the count to Kingman. Here's the pitch. Bounces up there. McGraw's control is really off. That ball bounced out in front of home plate by 10 feet. Full count now to Kingman. Doug is pitching with that partial cast on his right arm. Maybe that is affecting his delivery. 3-2 pitch. Fouled away on the right side. Phillies leading this game 21-14. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Sounds like a Eagles game. Is there such a thing as a comfortable lead? Phillies had a 12-run lead going into the bottom of this inning. Now it's down to 7. Pitch again. Kingman pops the foul behind home plate and out of play. Well, I don't know. We have a highlights game after it's over. Just tune in. You want to hear a lot of long fly balls and home runs. If we get a pitcher that gets anybody out in an inning, we're going to put them on. McGraw set once again with a 3-2 pitch. Low and inside, ball 4, and Kingman walks. Ron Reed is throwing in the Phillies bullpen. So this has been a rough inning for Tug McGraw. There was an error made behind him. But Kingman's on first, 1 down, and the batter, Steve Olivares. He's 1 for 3 with a home run. Wild game on the field. Also a wild bunch of fans here today. They've had all kinds of altercations down there. McGraw ready to pitch to Olivares. Pitch on the way is a called strike. Kingman's on first, 1 out. Phillies leading 21-14, bottom of the 5th inning. Next pitch, ground ball, foul. Just foul past third. 2 strikes on Olivares. McGraw ahead in the count 0-2, trying to get out of this wild 5th inning. The Phillies scored 4 runs in the top of the inning. The Cubs have come back with 5. Olivares takes outside. In the first inning, the Phillies scored 7 runs, and the Cubs came back with 6. Phillies scored 8 runs in the 3rd inning. The pitch struck him out. No foul tip. Dropped out of the mid of Bob Boone, and Olivares stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kingman leads off first. Here's the pitch. Struck him out this time on a fastball. So McGraw gets the 2nd out of the inning on a strikeout. And Jerry Martin coming to bat. Martin is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Jerry hitting .276. And he'll probably try to lift one up into that wind. Kingman's on first, 2 outs. Martin fouls the pitch away, strike 1. Cubs have scored 5 runs in this inning on only 2 hits. Been a couple of walks and an error. 3 walks and an error in this inning. Strike 1 on Jerry Martin. McGraw's pitch. High and outside, and the count is 1-1. Phillies lead 21-14. McGraw trying to get out of this 5th inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Martin. Kingman leads off first base. McGraw out of the stretch. The pitch. High and outside. Count evens up at 2-2. White Sox and Oakland have started. They're 0-0 after 2 innings. To the count. McGraw gets his sign. Here's the pitch. Martin, long fly ball, center field. Gross going back, still going. Out of the ballpark, a home run. Oh, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Gary Martin has hit a 2-run home run in the center field bleachers. And it's now a 21-16 game. Oh! Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 21-16. Jerry Martin with his 3rd home run of the year. The Cubs have scored 7 runs in this inning. 21-16, and we're in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Barry Foote, who started this inning with a single. 10th batter in the inning. Unbelievable. McGraw's first pitch is high for a ball. 21-16, baseball fans. In the bottom of the 5th, the Phillies now lead cut. Here's a base hit. Extra bases down the left field line. Foote rounding first. He'll go into second with a double. Oh, boy. Pitching coach Herm Starrett is headed towards the mound, and Tug McGraw is getting slugged around here. He's already indicated a pitching change. So Barry Foote has 2 hits in the inning, a single and a double. He's on second, 2 out. A pitching change for the Phillies. Ron Reed will come in. The score, the Phillies 21, the Cubs 16. Come in. Well, Ron Reed is in the ball game to try to restore some order to it. It's a 21-16 game. Barry Foote's on second, 2 out. And the batter is Ted Sizemore. He got on base on an error in this inning. Reed's pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 on Sizemore. A pitcher's nightmare here today, there's no doubt about it. The 1-strike pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Sizemore is chased. 2 bad high pitches. He's trying to hit one to the fences. Cubs have scored 7 runs in this inning. They trail now 21-16. 2-strike pitch, fouled back. Well, it's game's already 2.5 hours old, and we're in the 5th inning. Here's a ground ball towards the middle. Good play by Bowe. Back a second over to first, and Sizemore is out, and the Cubs are finally out. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning, but they got 7 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. At the end of 5 full innings, it's the Phillies 21, the Cubs 16, and now it's time for a tasty break. Well, a new Cub pitcher is Bill Caudle, right-hander. He was in the game yesterday and got hit around. Steve Dillard will stay in the ball game and play second base. Top of the Phillies batting orders up there here in the 6th, Bate McBride, who already has 3 hits in the game. Bate swings and misses at the first pitch. The Phillies lead in this game, believe it or not, 21-16. The next pitch is over for a called strike 2. It'll be McBride, Bowe, and Rose, the first 3 batters here in the 6th inning. strike pitch struck him out on a good fastball. So McBride strikes out. One down, the batter Larry Boa. Boa has 4 hits in the game, 2 doubles, 2 singles. He scored 4 runs, and he's knocked in a run. Right-hander Bill Caudle. First pitch to Boa. Called strike. Boy, anything is happening here. Boa swings and misses. Strike 2. Caudle's come in and thrown 5 straight fastballs for strikes. 2-strike pitch to Boa. Fouled back. Well, we've had 36 hits in the game, 37 runs. We're in the 6th inning. Next pitch to Boa is high, and the count is 1-2 on Larry Boa. 1 down, nobody on base. 1-2 pitch. Hot fly, shuttle left field, dropping quickly. Base hit. As Kingman can't get the ball, and Boa gets his 5th base hit of the game. A Texas League single between Kingman and De Jesus. Brother. That's 20 hits for the Phillies. The Phillies are close to a team record on hits, which is 26. Well, they're 6 hits away, but the way they're dropping in there. Here's Pete Rose coming up. Rose officially 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored, 3 runs batted in, or 4 runs batted in. Boa's on first, 1 out. Rose takes the called strike. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Strike 2 called. Boa's on first, 1 out. Pitch on the way. Line drive, left field. Kingman coming on, makes the catch. Rose hit a line drive that Kingman caught. 2 down, the batter Mike Schmidt. Schmidt is officially 1 for 2 with a 3-run home run. He's walked 3 times. 2 intentionally. Boa's on first, 2 outs. The pitch. Strike called. Caudle is pumping up on a pretty good fastball. Pitcher ready. Schmidt takes low, and the count is 1-1. Twice, Cub manager Herman Franks has decided to walk Schmidt intentionally. Boa takes a good lead off first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Schmidt takes outside, 2-1. Well, we thought this would be a hitter's day, but I don't think in our wildest imagination we dreamed it would be anything like this. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There goes Boa. Swing and a miss. Let's throw to second, and Boa is safe. Boa gets a stolen base, his 6th of the season. And the count is 2-2 on Mike Schmidt. And Boa may have hurt his leg a little bit. He's trying to walk it off. Phillies with a 21-16 lead. Top of the 6th inning. Caudle ready with a 2-2 pitch to Mike Schmidt, and now Schmidt steps out, and time is called. Here's the pitch. Just missed. 3-2 the count to Schmidt. Phillies trying to get some more here. Doesn't seem like you can get too many. 3-2 pitch. Inside ball 4, and Schmidt walks for the 4th time in the game. So the Phillies have runners on first and second. 2 down, and the batter's Del Unser. Del is officially 1 for 4. He's knocked in 2 runs. He scored a run. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Low ball 1. Boa leads off second. Schmidt off first. 2 away. Here's the pitch. Strike called inside corner. Phillies have a plane out of here tonight. I think a little after 7, and it's a good thing. 1-1 pitch. Outside. 2-1 to count. I think the third base coaches have a sore arm from waving runners around today. Here's a called strike to Unser, and the count is 2-2. Caudle ready. 2-2 pitch. Pop foul out of play on the left side. 21-16, the Phillies lead. We're only in the top of the 6th inning. Caudle ready with a 2-2 pitch once more. Unser swings, he misses, he strikes out, and Caudle gets out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. Cubs batting in the home 6th with the score. The Phillies 21, Chicago 16. Home 6th with the score. The Phillies 21, Chicago 16. Steve Dillon leading off for the Cubs. Blake's out an infield single to deep short, and the Cubs have a runner on first. Nobody out. Ron Reed, the pitcher for the Phillies, here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hang around. Dillard's on first, nobody out. The leadoff hitter, Ivan De Jesus, up there. Officially 1 for 3 with a single. He scored a couple of runs, and he has a run batted in. Reed's pitch. Fly ball, deep center field. Gross going back. It's over his head. He can't get it. Off the wall. The field coming in, and Dillard holds his third, and De Jesus in second with a double. Oh, boy. Here we go again. The Cubs have runners on second and third. Nobody out as De Jesus ripped a line drive over Greg Gross's head in center field. The batter is Mike Vail. Bale's had a good game. First pitch to him, swing and a miss, and he was going for the fences. Bale is 3 for 4. 3 singles, and he scored 2 runs. The infield is back. 21-16 ball game. The Cubs are trying to get right back in it. Here's a foul ball out of play. 2 strikes on Mike Vail. Dillard at third, De Jesus at second. The pitch to Vail is low, 1-2 to count. We understand that Gary Maddox has a slight muscle pull in his rib cage, is that right? And his side. That shouldn't be too serious. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Vail takes it, and the count is 2-2. The ball almost got by Bob Boone. The count to Mike Vail. 21-16, the Phillies lead, and the Cubs have 2 on, nobody out here in the 6th inning. The pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Boa has it. He'll go to first. Bale is out. A run scores, and now 21-17. As De Jesus goes to third base on the ground out. Gives Bale a run batted in. And the Phillies lead at 21-17 as Dillard scores, and the batter is Bill Buckner. He's 3 for 4 with a grand slam home run. He knocked in another run on a single. He scored a couple. 21-17. The pitch to Buckner is low and inside, ball 1. Infield is back. De Jesus on third, 1 out. Ron Reed out of a windup. The pitch is grounded foul past first. 1-1 the count to Buckner. We have had 39 hits in this game. 38 runs. Reed taking some extra time, ready now with a 1-1 pitch. Low and inside, 2-1 the count. Ball 2 and a strike to Buckner. De Jesus leads off third, 1 down. Kingman's due up next. Buckner takes high and outside, ball 3. Ball is jumping today. The 3-1 pitch. Hop foul and out of play. Full count to Buckner. Well, no pitcher has been spared. Full count to Buckner. Here's a pitch. Ground ball. Hit slowly towards short. The run's going to score. Buckner to first is out by about a half a step. Good play by Larry Boa back of the mound. But it's a 21-18 game. As De Jesus scores, gives Buckner a run batted in. The Phillies now lead at 21-18, and here's Dave Kingman with 2 outs and nobody on base. Kingman has hit 2 long home runs. He's knocked in 5 runs. The pitch to him. Park. Unbelievable. Oh, way across the street. Oh, brother. Now it's 21-19. As Dave Kingman has just hit his 3rd home run of the game. Oh, boy. Dave Kingman hit it across the street. It's 21-19. Unbelievable. Kingman now has 12 home runs in the season. Here's Steve Olivares. He takes a called strike. Olivares is 1 for 4 with a home run. How many home runs is that against the Phillies in this game? 6. And it's a record home runs hit by the opposition against the Phillies. 6 in 1 game. Olivares swings and misses at a low pitch. Strike 2 on Olivares. We're only in the 6th inning. The score is 21-19 Phillies. The pitch. Ground ball. Barehanded by Reed. Flips to first base. Olivares is out. And that'll finally end the inning. 3 runs. 4 hits. Nobody left on base. At the end of 6 full innings. The Phillies 21, the Cubs 19.
Well, on Sunday, when the Phillies play the Montreal Expos, all women entering the ballpark will receive a free Phillies tote bag. That's next Sunday. A red and white canvas bag has Phillies on the side and practical items that all the women should enjoy. So come to the vet on Sunday, and the Phillies and Montreal Expos will be playing baseball, and you can pick up a free canvas tote bag. Game time is 1:35. Andy Musser, 7th inning, and Andy, I don't know what to tell you. Hang in there.
Time for a new scorecard, I'll tell you that. This has been a ball game for a mathematician, no doubt about it. Greg Gross leads off inning number 7 for the Phillies. Here's the windup and the pitch to Greg. It's outside a ball. Bill Caudle, who was in yesterday's ball game, pitching now for Chicago. Gross has driven in a run on a sacrifice fly in his only plate appearance. He takes outside ball 2. Gross, Boone, and Mioli to bat for the Phillies in the 7th inning. Phillies have had hits in every inning in this game except the second. Chicago pitcher of the afternoon. The 2 starters in this ball game did not get through the first inning. The 2-2 to Gross. Pop foul, third base side, it's drifting out of play. Richie mentioned that 6 home runs by the opposition was a record, but the curious thing is that coming into today's game, no opponent had hit more than 1 in a game against the Phillies this year. Gross checks and takes outside. We've got a full count. So the Cubs, as the opponents today, not only blew past that 1, but they blew on to a record. The 3-2 pitch to Gross. Here's a fly ball, well hit into left center field. It is deep. It is off the fence. Here's Gross heading for second base as the ball bounds away. Kingman giving chase. Gross headed for third. The throw wide. He's in. A triple. It's not over yet.
I tell you, an unbelievable hitting ball game. That's 21 hits for the Phillies. The Cubs have 20. That's 41 hits. I'll tell you, I don't know. We're only in the 7th inning. It's just starting here. First triple of the year for Greg Gross, the ex-Cub. And the Phillies leadoff man in the 7th inning at third base with Bob Boone coming up. And the Cubs have not found a way to retire Boone all day long. Boone has a 3-run homer, an RBI single. He was hit by a pitch. He was walked twice, once intentionally. Hot shot by Gross, which was hit the opposite way. Hit the fence about halfway high on the fly. The pitch to Boone is inside a ball. Cubs have brought the infield in. They are trailing 21-19. Boone sends a shot into the alley in right center field, way deep. It is going to roll to the wall. Scoring easily is Gross. Boone goes into second with a stand-up double. It is 22-19. Let's pause for station identification. The Phillies Baseball Network.
You promised to love on her in the bay.
I do.
Do I?
DQ, darling. You do it at Dairy Queen.
Oh, DQ. Well, if you do, I do.
Thank you.
Did you DQ today?
Bob Boone has just gotten his 5th run batted into this ball game, and the Phillies trying to build their lead again. Now it's up to 3 runs.
Triple, double, home run. Everybody's hitting them. They're dropping in when they don't hit them good. They're dropping in when they hit them good.
The batter is Rudy Mioli, who takes a fastball in for a called strike. We're going to have a heck of a time summing up this one as far as records are concerned. All kinds of things being challenged here today. Outside to Mioli, a ball. Rudy officially is 1 for 4. He has also drawn a walk. Boone at second base, a run in. The Phillies have scored in every inning in this game with the exception of the 2nd and the 6th. The 1-1 pitch to Mioli. It's on the outside corner right at the knees. Rudy thought it was low, and he probably thought it was outside, too. A ball and 2 strikes to Mioli. Nobody out. A run in. 2 extra base hits here in the 7th inning. 5 homers by the Phillies. Got 4 homers. I beg your pardon. 4 by the Phillies. Fastball missing outside, but there have been 10 home runs in this game. Two balls and 2 strikes on left-handed batting Rudy Mioli. Ron Reed is on deck. Here's Cardle's pitch. It's a changeup in for a called third strike. Meoli looked at that off-speed pitch, and he is a strikeout victim. Well, that's the first out of the inning, and here's Ron Reed coming to the plate. Reed won a game at Veterans Stadium this year with a hit. Ron is 1 for 4. Big, tall, right-handed batter. Here's Cardle's pitch to him. Strike call. Next pitch on the way to Reed. Low, a ball. Have to go all the way back to the first inning this game to remember that the Phil's starting pitcher, Randy Lurch, hit a home run his first of the year. The stretch by Cardle, the 1-1 to Reed. Breaking ball is low, 2-1. And the home run is what Lurch will be talking about after this ball game, because he certainly won't want to talk about his pitching performance. He didn't survive the first inning, and he gave up 5 runs and 5 hits. The 2-1 to Reed way up high, 3-1. Phil's on top, 22-19.
It's kind of a game that can wreck your pitching staff, too. They've been running them in out of the bullpen all day, both managers.
The 3-1 pitch to Reed. Inside, ball 4. Ron takes a walk. Reed down to first with Boone at second, 1 out.
2 walks to pitchers today have really hurt the Cubs. They walked Doug Bird earlier and in a big inning, and he certainly didn't want to walk Ron Reed here to get to the top of the batting order coming up.
And here's Herman Franks emerging slowly from the Chicago dugout. The Phils have had 22 hits in this ball game, but Chicago pitching has chipped in with 11 walks. And as Herman walks out, he is calling the home plate umpire, Dick Cavanaugh, over. I guess Herman's planning to make a double change.
He has Ray Burris out there warming up. He'll probably make a pitching change here.
Booney has not been retired today. Reed at first base, he drew a walk. Cubs made a double change. They have brought Bobby Mercer into play in right field, so Burris will bat second, and Mercer will bat out of the number 8 spot where Bill Cardle had been hitting. Here's Burris to work out of the stretch motion to Bake McBride. Bake has had 3 hits in the game. Stretch by the right-hander, and here's the pitch to Bake. Swing and a miss. Burris is 28 years of age from Idabel, Oklahoma. He has an 8-4 lifetime record pitching against Philadelphia. Burris has his sign from Foot. And the 1-strike pitch to McBride. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Dennis Lamp got the start today. Mike Krukow unable to pitch because of an injury, so they started Lamp. He lasted only a third of an inning. He was followed by Donnie Moore, Willie Hernandez, Bill Cardle, and now Ray Burris. Time call just as Burris goes into the stretch, and a baseball is loose behind home plate. In the American League, the White Sox lead Oakland 2-0. They're in the last of the 4th inning at Oakland. Ken Kravick pitching against Rick Langford. In case you missed it, the Montreal-St. Louis game ended that suspended game today, 2-2 at the end of 10 innings. They're going to finish it June 25th. The 2-strike pitch to McBride in the dirt, a ball. The Cardinals took a 2-1 lead into the 9th inning of that game, but Tony Salita hit a home run his first of the year to tie it, send it into extra innings, and then it had to be suspended. Burris ready. The 1-2 pitch to McBride in the dirt again, 2-2. At Oakland, they've gone to the last of the 5th inning, and it's Chicago 2-0 over the A's. American League Final, Cleveland beat Toronto 8-3. Mike Paxton winning his 3rd. Mark Lamangelo losing his 5th. Swing and a miss. McBride strikes out. Ray Burris strikes out Bake McBride. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Runners at first and second, and here's Larry Boa. Larry has 5 hits in this ball game. He's 5 out of 6. 2 of his hits were doubles. Larry has scored 4 runs today and has gotten a stolen base. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Burris' delivery to him is a bouncer towards second base. Dillard grabs it, throws over to first in time, and the Phils are retired in the 7th without further damage. But they have picked up a run on 2 hits, and they have left 2 men on base. We go to the Chicago 7th inning, and the Phillies lead it 22-19.
Maybe you could go for a really great burger right now. Then go for a Geno's Giant. It's the giant of burgers.
Here's Jerry Martin to lead it off for Chicago, facing Ron Reed. Jerry has 2 extra base hits, including a home run. There's a pop foul off the handle of the bat, but it'll go back on the screen behind the plate. Strike 1 to Martin. Jerry doubled in his first at bat, hit a 2-run homer in the 5th inning, and in the 4th inning almost got a home run as he sent Gary Maddox to the wall in center field, or I believe it was Greg Gross in the ball game at that time, to the wall in center field to bring it in. Incidentally, Gary Maddox suffered an injury in this game, a slight strain to a muscle in his side, not thought to be very serious. Next pitch on the way to Martin. Ground ball to Boa at short. Larry's got it. Throw to first in time, and Martin is out. Haven't been many times in this ball game when the leadoff hitter hasn't gotten on. Cubs have had hits in every single inning. They have failed to score only twice in the 2nd and 3rd. Here's Barry Foote. He's 2 for 4, single and a double. And Barry got both those hits in the same inning, the 5th. Inning number 5 was the big one for Chicago. That's when the Cubs got 7 runs. Their second biggest inning was the opener, 6 runs. Pitch on the way to Foote. Swing and a miss, a strike. Phillies' biggest inning was the 3rd. They got 8. They had scored 7 in their first at-bat today. What a ball game. Fried winds the 1-strike pitch to Foote. Off speed, and it's over for a strike call. Kingman, with 3 home runs in the ball game, has hit the ball 3 different pitchers. 1 off Lurch, 1 off Bird, and 1 off Reed. Low and inside. 1 and 2 the count on Barry Foote. Bobby Mercer waiting on deck for his first at-bat in this game. Foote grounds the ball to Schmidt at third base. He drops it, scrambles, picks it up, throws to first, late. Mike, who has already been charged with an error in this game, will probably get another one.
Mike's getting some in-between hops down there, and those balls are hit sharply. Ordinarily, you see Mike suck those up like a vacuum cleaner, but it's one of those days you just hold your breath every time a hitter walks up there. Schmidt is charged with his 2nd error of the ball game and his 5th of the year. And here's left-handed batting Bobby Mercer. Bobby's first trip to the plate. He's hitting at .283, 4 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Pitch on the way to Mercer on the outside corner, a called strike. Mercer started Monday's game, and he had a couple of hits in that ball game, and he seemed to be developing a pretty good opposite field stroke. I think he had 3 hits on Monday, and only the last one was pulled to right field. Here's a shot into right and a base hit. Bobby Mercer singles to right. Foote stops at second base. Well, that's 22 hits for the Phillies, 21 for the Cubs. Cubs are getting Bruce Sutter up in the bullpen. I knew we'd see him before this series was over.
Cubs are going to a pinch hitter here. Larry Bittner is coming out. Steve Dillard is due, the second baseman. But the Cubs, who trail this game 22-19, are remarkably enough bringing the tying run to the plate.
They are. They were 12 runs back at one time in this game.
So left-handed batting Larry Bittner, a .272 hitter, is coming up, making his first appearance in the series. Bittner is a tough hitter because he almost always gets a piece of the ball and puts it somewhere. Bittner will get a chance here with 2 on and 1 out. Bittner, an Iowan in his 8th year in the major leagues. He's 31 years of age. Solid line drive hitter who can hit the ball to any field. Wood at second base, Mercer at first. 1 man out. The stretch by Reed. The pitch to Bittner. A squibber back to Boa. Runs to the bag. 1. Throw to first. A double play. Bittner has grounded into a 6-3 double play, and the inning is over. Chicago in the 7th. No runs. 1 hit. 1 error. 1 man left on base. At the end of 7, the Phillies lead at 22-19. It's
My single. A grand slam means $5,000. And, of course, if it's a slam by Pete Rose, you can win $10,000. 10,000 big ones. Use the entry coupon in the Daily News while there's still time to cash in on the expanded double payoff. Nick Kelleher, the new Cubs second baseman. Pete Rose leads off for the Phils. He's had in this game a mediocre day. 2 for 5 with 2 doubles. 4 runs scored. Pitched to him by Burris, over for a called strike. 22-19 in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch to Pete Rose, inside for a ball. It's 1-1. Rose batting in our Daily News home run payoff for Jerry Williams, 16th Street in Philadelphia. Pitch to Pete is low for a ball. It's 2-1. 22-19, Phillies lead. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Pete. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, a base hit to center field. Pete Rose has just picked up the Phillies' 23rd hit of the ball game. His 3rd hit, and Jerry Williams, you win $40 on that base hit. That'll bring on Mike Schmidt. He'll be batting for Anthony Messina of 8th Street in Philadelphia. Schmidt, oddly, is 1 for 2 in this game. A 3-run homer, a pop-up, and 4 straight walks. That's the first hit given up by Burris. Bills lead by 3, 22-19, 8th inning. Pitch to Schmidt. Fastball is over for a called strike. 1 strike to Mike Schmidt. Schmidt in a wild game here a few years ago hit 4 home runs. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Called strike on the inside corner. Schmidt not happy with the call. He's in the hole, 0-2. Rose at first base. Now the stretch by Burris. The 2-strike pitch. Swing and a very high fly ball right field. Bobby Mercer, fighting the sun, makes the catch, and Rose will hold on at first base. So Schmidt is out, and Anthony Messina of Philadelphia will get 4 reserve seat tickets to a future Phillies game. And that'll bring on Del Unser. Unser will be batting for Genevieve McDermott, 15th Street in Philadelphia. Del has 1 hit in 5 official at-bats. He has scored a run and driven in a run. Rose at first base, 1 out of the 8th. Pitch to Unser is over for a strike call. Phillies have had a 7-run inning the first, an 8-run inning the third. Cubs have had a 7-run inning. Here's the pitch to Unser. High chopper to Bill Buckner. He makes the play at first base. Rose moves up to second. A high pounding ball to Buckner, and Unser is out. Rose moving up to second base on the out. Genevieve McDermott of Philadelphia will get 4 reserve seat tickets to a future Phillies game, and that'll bring on Greg Gross. Gross is 1 for 1. He has hit a sacrifice fly and tripled. He's knocked in a run and scored a run. Came in for Gary Maddox, who had to leave when he pulled a muscle in his side. He was sliding into second base. What a day Maddox had. He was 4 for 4. That number 6 spot is 5 for 5 officially this afternoon. Here's a pitch to Gross. It's low. In that number 6 spot, Maddox 2 doubles, a single, and a homer. Gross a sacrifice fly and a triple. Here's the pitch to Greg Gross. He takes a strike call at the knees. Greg is batting for Agnes Hudson Jameson Drive in York, Pennsylvania. So Greg batting for a hometown friend, Agnes Hudson. 1-1 the count to Greg Rose. Burris stretches. 1-1 pitch to him is low for a ball. It's 2-1. 22-19. Phillies lead this game in the 8th inning. All kinds of records have been shattered here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball to Bill Buckner. He has it. Lobs to Burris, covering, throws it out. Phillies are retired in the 8th inning. Agnes Hudson of York, Pennsylvania. You'll get 4 reserve seat tickets to a future Phillies game. Join us again tomorrow night when in a designated inning. You could win up to $10,000 on Daily News Home Run Payoff.
Required. Don't waste your time with bargain paint. They may cost less, but poor quality paint gives you poor quality results. So get more years per gallon with the best paint you can buy, MAB. MAB in the Phillies, they're number 1.
Ivan De Jesus leads off for the Cubs. It's a ground ball to deep short. Fine grab by Boa, but the throw not in time. A base hit. So De Jesus gets his 3rd hit. For the Chicago Cubs, that is hit number 22. And Scott Thompson is going to come out and bat for Ray Burris. Scott Thompson, a left-hand hitter, is hitting .325. Bruce Sutter up in the Cub bullpen. Bottom half of the 8th inning, the Phillies lead by 3 runs, 22-19. Cubs have already set a record for homers against the Phils in a game by an opponent. They have hit 6 homers, including 3 by Dave Kingman. Ron Reed came in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Thompson. A strike called on the outside corner at the knees.
I think if Kingman came up in this inning, Harry, with a man on or 2 men on, I believe I'd put him on intentionally today. Just walking. Take your chances on the next hitter.
Here's a stretch by Reed. And the pitch. Bunt try, and he missed it. Snap throw to first. Close play, but De Jesus is back. Coming in 2 to the pinch hitter is Scott Thompson. Time has been called as a bullpen ball gets loose where Bruce Sutter is warming up. This game is evidently in the hands of Ron Reed. Nobody has been throwing in the Phillies bullpen since Reed came in the 5th inning. Think. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Just missed. Didn't miss by much. A little bit outside. It's 1-2 to Scott Thompson, the pinch hitter. Bill Buckner waits on deck. Here's a stretch by Reed, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a ground foul down the first base side. And it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Scott Thompson. Thompson batting .325, 13 for 40 with 4 extra base hits. They have all been doubles. Last year he had a good year at Wichita where he had .326. Pitch to him. Swing and a foul, backing out of play. Ball and 2 strikes to Thompson. Thompson pinch hitting for Ray Burris. Pitch to him, just missed outside. It's 2-2. Ron Reed, since he's been in, has been charged with 3 runs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3, a full count to the pinch hitter, Scott Thompson. Leading by 3, 22-19, bottom half of the 8th inning. Here's the stretch. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a drive to deep right field. McBride back, can't get it over his head and off the wall. Fake holds Scott Thompson to a single with a fine play off the wall. Moving up to third base is Ivan De Jesus. Now the Cubs have runners at first and third. Nobody out of the eighth. We'll pause for station identification on the Phillies Baseball Network.
You're listening to Phillies Radio, the spirit of New Jersey, 1350 WHWH Princeton.
Here's Bill Buckner. Buckner is 3 for 5, including a grand slam home run. He's knocked in 5 runs. De Jesus at third. Scott Thompson at first. Raleigh Eastwick starting to throw in the Phillies bullpen. Nobody out in the eighth inning. Buckner swings and loops one into shallow center. It'll fall for a hit. Coming in to score, De Jesus. Thompson at second, and it's a 22-20 game. And here comes Big Dave Kingman. Well, the Cubs right now have more hits than the Phillies, 24-23. I have never in my life seen anything like this. Danny Ozark is out of the dugout, headed towards the mound with the Big Dave Kingman up there, who's already hit 3 prodigious home runs in this game. And the last one he hit, the third one, went further than the first 2. Kingman with 3 homers in the game has knocked in 6 runs. Cub runners first and second. Kingman wants a word with Joey Amalfitano. You don't think they'll have him fun here, will you? I don't see how, but Kingman has bunted before, bunted for base hits. Danny Ozark has had his say to Ron Reed. Thompson at second base. At first base, Phil Buckner. Nobody out. Phillies lead it 22-20. Bottom of the eighth. Ron Reed in trouble here in the eighth. From the belt, the pitch to Kingman. Just missed outside for a ball. 1-0 to Kingman. Scott Thompson at second, Bill Buckner at first. Oh, what a ball game this has been. And it certainly is not over yet. 22-20, Phillies lead. Bills will have to look at Bruce Sutter in the ninth inning. 1-0 pitch to Kingman. Fastball missed inside. It's 2-0. Reed thought it was there. About the only thing you hope for, Harry, is that his arms are tired from swinging. 2-0 to Dave Kingman. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing, a big cut to miss. 2-1. Oh, what a cut Kingman took at that one. They're not tired, Harry. No, they aren't. He took a real swipe at that one. 2 men on base, nobody out. 2 balls and a strike to Kingman. Reed stretches, 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. 2-2 to Kingman. Steve Oliveras waits on deck. Kingman back in the batter's box. Here's the stretch in the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a pop fly into center field. Greg Rose right there waiting, makes the catch. The runners will hold. So Reed gets a big out as Kingman is out of there. Reached out and popped it up. That's 1 down. That'll bring on Steve Oliveras. He's 1 out of 5 with a home run. Switch hitter will bat left against Reed. Reed trying to protect this lead here in the 8th inning. Reed stretches. Here's the pitch to Oliveras. Fastball over at the knees for a called strike. (22-20). Phillies leading bottom half of the 8th inning. Reed stretches. One strike pitch. Change grounded sharply. Backhanded. Mioli fumbles but puts the ball up for a force there. A hard hit ball. They had the double play, but Mioli juggled the ball. They got the force at second base on Bill Buckner for out number 2. Moving up to third, Thompson. Oliveras safe at first on a fielder's choice. And here's Jerry Martin.
Well, you hate to give him another shot at a long ball. That was a tailor-made double play. Mioli made a good play on it, but he had it. And they would have had the double play easily, but he let the ball drop out of his glove. They did get the force out at second, but Martin should never have gotten a chance to swing here.
Martin 2 out of 5 with a double and a home run. The pitch to him. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit to center field. Thompson scores the 22-21 ball game. The Phillies lead down to 1. Jerry Martin grounds a single to center field. An unbelievable game, and the Phillies lead down to run with 1 with runners at first and second and 2 out.
Harry, I'm speechless.
Here's Barry Foote. He's had 2 hits and 5 at bats. 2 men on base, 2 outs. The pitch to him. Pop foul out of play. 1 strike to Foote. Cubs have 2 across here in the 8th, trail it by 1. 22-21.
Foote is just smothering home plate. He's really trying to jerk the ball.
Here's a stretch by Reed. 1 strike pitch. Fastball inside. Snap throw to first. Not in time. Ball and a strike to Barry Foote. Reed stretches. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a high bounding ball. A base hit to left field. Rounding third is Oliveras. The throw to plate. Not in time. This game is tied at 22-22.
I don't believe it. Do not believe it. Cubs with 26 hits now.
The Phillies once led this game 21-9. It is now 22-22. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Martin at second base represents the go-ahead run. Foote at first base, and here's Bobby Mercer. Mercer has singled in his only at-bat. An incredible ball game.
Never seen one like it before. Probably never will see another like it again.
22-22. Bottom half of the 8th inning. The Phils will have to look at Bruce Sutter in the 9th. The pitch to Mercer. High for a ball. 1-0 to Bobby Mercer. Now the stretch by Reed and the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, and Mercer arguing with Dick Cavanaugh, the plate umpire. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball and a strike to Mercer. 2 men on base, 2 outs in the 8th inning. Score tied 22-all. The pitch to Mercer. Low and away, it's 2-1. Well, as we've told you, anything can happen in this ballpark, and it certainly has today. Phillies leading at 1 point, 21-9. This game now tied 22-22. Unbelievable ball game. Reed stretches. The 2-1 pitch. Low ball 3. It's 3-1 to Bobby Mercer. Mick Kelleher waits on deck. by Reed. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased the high fastball. Full count to Bobby Mercer. Jerry Martin at second. Barry Foote at first. Here's a stretch by Reed. 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball tapped to second base. Rudy Mioli throws. Mercer's out at first base. And the Cubs are down in the eighth, but they tie the ball game. 3 runs in the inning. 6 hits. No Philly errors. 2 men left. We go to the ninth inning with a score. Phil's 22, Cubs 22.
Visit Turn to Us for fine food.
We have a couple of changes for the Cubs here in the top of the ninth. Bruce Sutter coming in to pitch. Scott Thompson goes out to play center field. So Thompson will stay in the ball game, bat in the number 2 spot. And Bruce Sutter, the pitcher, will bat in the number 6 spot, vacated by Jerry Martin. So Martin is out of this game. 22-22. Ninth inning. And the Phillies face an old nemesis in Bruce Sutter. Sutter appearing in his 9th game. He's 1-1, lost none, saved 6. A low ERA of 0.60. He has struck out 17 in the 15 innings he has pitched. Bob Boone, the first one to face him. Here's the pitch to Boone. In the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Boone is 3 for 3 with a homer, a single, and a double. He's walked twice and been hit by a pitch ball. Pitch to Boone. On the outside corner for a called strike. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Boone. In the dirt, ball 2. Sutter throwing a split-fingered fastball low. 2-1 to Bob Boone. Boone wants the plate umpire, Dick Cavanaugh, who's had quite a workout today, to look over that ball. Sutter has only been beaten once a lifetime by the Phils. He is 4-1 lifetime against the Phils. It's quite a string going at one point without giving up an earned run during his career. The Phillies snapped. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Boone. It's over for a called strike, and it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bob Boone. 22-22 game, 9th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a punch shot into center field. Scott Thompson there makes the catch. Boone's out, 1 down. That'll bring on Rudy Mioli. Mioli, the second baseman, 1 out of 5. Tim McCarver has moved into the on-deck circle to bat for Ron Reed. Here's the pitch to Rudy Mioli. Called strike at the knees. Mioli does not like the call. Thought that split-fingered fastball was low. 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Rudy. Outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Wind up by Sutter, the 1-1 pitch. Low for a ball. It's 2-1. Sutter steps off the mound area. Here's his 2-1 pitch. Fastball high at 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Rudy Mioli. Outside ball 4. Rudy's a base runner. Now Mioli at first base. 1 out and Tim McCarver coming out to bat for Ron Reed. Suter in 1977 tied a Cubs club record when he saved 31, tying a mark previously held by Ted Abernathy. He had a great year that year, 7-3, 31 saves, and a 1.35 earned run mark. Last year he had some arm problems and didn't have quite as good a year. McCarver batting 185. Raleigh Eastwick gets back up in the Phillies bullpen. Ninth inning, this game is tied 22-22. Mioli first base, 1 out. There goes Mioli, a swing and a miss. Barry Foote's throw is high, and Rudy's safe at second base. Foote with a high throw to De Jesus, and Rudy Mioli has a stolen base. 1 strike to Tim McCarver.
Foote had a shot at him, but he made the high throw. Nobody. I think anybody in baseball throws the ball much harder than Barry Foote.
One strike to McCarver with 1 out. Mioli at second base. Ninth inning, 22-22 ball game. The pitch to Tim, swing and a bouncing foul down the first base side. It's 0-2. 0-2 to Tim McCarver. Pinch hitting for Ron Reed. Well, this game now in the hands of Bruce Suter for the Cubs, and it will be in the hands of Raleigh Eastwick for the Phillies. Suter in front of McCarver, 2 strikes. Here's his stretch, 2-strike pitch. Fastball just a bit high for a ball. It's 1-2.
But that home plate umpire was just about ready to raise that right arm. Ring him up.
Ball and 2 strikes to Tim McCarver. Here's the stretch. 1-2 pitch. Low, it's in the dirt. It's 2-2. Game approaching the 4-hour mark here at Wrigley Field. Phillies with 22 runs, 23 hits. Cubs 22 runs, 26 hits. Cubs 6 homers, Phillies 4. Here's the stretch. A 2-2 pitch, swing and a bouncing ball to second base. Fielded by Mick Kelleher. He throws and McCarver is out. That's 2 down. On the play, Mioli moves up to third base, and that'll bring on Bake McBride. Bake is 3 for 7. He is singled, popped up, singled, flied out, singled, struck out, struck out.
Hard to believe you'd get up to bat 8 times in a 9-inning game.
That's right.
I don't think I've ever seen that in a 9-inning game. Seen a lot of things here today we've never seen before. Just talking to Lou Boudreau, who broadcasts radio for the Cubs, he said he's never seen anything remotely like this game.
Here's Suter's stretch and the pitch to McBride. He swings and misses at that split-fingered fastball. Mioli at third base and 2 outs. Stretch by Suter. The pitch. Swing and a pop foul out of play, and Suter has McBride in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 to Bake McBride. 9th inning. Score tied 22-22. Foote'll have to be alert. Suter, when he gets ahead of hitters, will pounce that split-fingered fastball up there, hoping that they chase it. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a ground ball tapped to second. It takes a high hop, but a great grab by Kelleher, and McBride is out. Phillies go down in the 9th. It took a brutal bounce on Kelleher, but a fine reaction by Mick Kelleher saved a run. McBride is out, so are the Phillies in the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We move to the bottom of the 9th. base. It's Phillies 22, Cubs 22.
I'm Tom Brookshire. You know, everyone's talking about economy these days, but at your Ford dealer's MPG headquarters, we're trying to do something about it. For instance, you'll discover 3 '79 Fords, sticker price under $4,400. The Pedro Pony Wagon is base sticker price at $37.86. The Fairmont Wagon at $43.59. The roomy 4-cylinder Fairmont 2-door at $39.16. All based on manufacturer's suggested retail prices, excluding title, taxes, and destination charges. And the value-packed Pedro Pony Wagon is EPA estimated at 22 mpg. Compare this to the estimated mpg of other cars. Your mileage may differ depending on speed, distance, and weather. So make an economy stop at your Ford dealers today.
Have a great-looking new baseball cap ready for all you youngsters 14 or under when the Phillies play the Chicago Cubs Sunday, May 27th at Veterans Stadium. This cap is a replica of the one worn by the Phillies players and has an adjustable back to help fit every fan. At Sunday, May 27th, a free Phillies cap for all youngsters 14 or under. Phillies play the Cubs at 1:35. Bottom half of the ninth inning, the new pitcher for the Phillies coming in is Raleigh Eastwick, appearing in his 7th game. Raleigh's pitched 9 in the 3rd innings, has given up 9 hits, 8 runs, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. No wins, no losses, 1 save, an ERA of 8 points. Nick Keller coming up for the first time in this game, hitting at 167. He's 2 for 12. It'll be Keller, De Jesus, and Scott Thompson. The pitch to Keller. Bouncing ball, hits the shortstop. Larry Boa has it. Throws. A low throw dug out by Rose. 1 down. Rookie Rojas arguing that Rose was off the bag. Low throw by Boa, but dug out by Pete Rose. That's 1 away, and that'll bring on Ivan De Jesus. De Jesus is 3 for 5. As singled, flied out, struck out, walked, doubled, and singled. He has scored 4 runs. Eastwick on here in the 9th inning of a 22-22 tie. An incredible game at Wrigley Field. Pitch to De Jesus is over for a called strike. Wind up by Raleigh in the 1-strike pitch. Swing and a pop foul down the first base side. Rose giving chase near the stands. Has room. Makes the catch in foul ground. De Jesus is out. That's 2 down. That'll bring on Scott Thompson. Came in to pinch hit, got a base hit, and stayed in the ballgame to play center field. 2 outs in the Cubs' ninth. Raleigh Eastwick gets 1 more. We'll go extra inning here at Wrigley Field. 22-22 deadlock.
We haven't had enough action in these 9 innings. Might as well play a couple more.
Here's the pitch. Over for a called strike. 1 strike to Scott Thompson. Wind up by Eastwick, the 1-strike pitch. Swing and a ground ball, hit the shortstop. Boa charges and throws, and we're going extra inning. Scott Thompson grounds out. No runs, hits or errors, and none left. We move to the 10th inning with a score, and I'm saying it right. Phil's 22, Cubs 22.
Him hitting 287, but his 5 hits has raised his average considerably. Larry Boa leading off the top of the 10th inning. In a game that, well, I tell you, it's hard to describe. It's hard to figure how you got to 22-22, but it's a matter of base hits and a ballpark with short fences and a strong wind blowing out. First pitch to Boa. Low and inside, ball 1. Larry faked a bunt. Ball 1 to count to Larry Boa. We're on grass and dirt here, of course. Ontiveros in Wrigley Field. Steve Ontiveros, the third baseman, coming in closer. Boa takes high and outside, ball 2 as he goes up as though he's going to bunt again. 2-0 to count to Boa. Suter has a good fastball, but he's out pitches the split finger fastball, and Boa takes a called strike. Ball 2 and a strike on Larry Boa. Cubs play Boa to hit to the opposite field. Boa ground ball to second. Picked off by Mep Kelleher. Over to first, and Boa's out. Larry hit it sharply, but he's out of there. One down here in the top of the 10th. The batter's Pete Rose. Rose has had 3 base hits. He's been on base 5 times, 3 hits, a walk. He got on base on an error. Pete's knocked in 4 runs in the game. Pete's officially 3 for 6. First pitch to him. Check swing, and the pitch is high, ball 1. 22-22 here in the top of the 10th. Next delivery, check swing, foul ball, and the count is 1-1 on Rose. Cubs went down in order in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's the first time that either side had done that in the whole game. Ball 1, strike 1 to Rose. 1 out here in the top of the 10th. Nobody on base. Suter getting his sign into the windup. Rose takes the called strike. 1-2 to count to Rose. Count to Rose. Wind still blowing straight out. One-two pitch. Rose, pop fly, left side, dropping quickly. Kingman coming over. Oh, boy. Good play by Dave Kingman as he caught the ball right on the foul line in shallow left field. 2 down, and we'll pause for station identification on the Phillies Baseball Network.
You're listening to the Spirit of New Jersey, 1350 WHWH Sports Radio.
Mike Schmidt, the batter. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 10th. Mike is officially 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer, and he's walked 4 times in the game. He walked 4 straight times. First pitch to Schmidt. Outside, ball 1. Suter will pitch to Mike Schmidt very carefully. And right back with the next delivery. It's high, ball 2 to Schmidt. If Schmidt gets on, Del Unser would bat. This kind of a game has just destroyed both bullpens today. Let the Cubs have Bruce Sutter in here just when they need him. In a tie game, an extra inning. 2-0 pitch. Schmidt takes a called strike. Pitch is inside, 3-1 the count. Jesus, the shortstop, and Ontiveros are almost standing side by side. They could almost reach out and shake hands. They're so close on the left side of the infield. Of course, the whole Cubs defense pulled way around to the left side on Schmidt. 3-1 to count to Mike Schmidt. The pitch, swing and a miss as Schmidt was fooled on that split finger fastball, and the count is 3-2. We're tied 22-22 in the top of the 10th. Pitch. Schmidt, long drive, left field, and this is going to leave the ballpark. Over the fence, a home run for Mike Schmidt. And the Phillies lead it 23-22. Oh, boy. Mike Schmidt with his second home run of the ball game. And that is his
of the year. He leads the National League in that department. A big home run by Mike Schmidt. He hit it over the fence, over the bleachers, in left center field, and the Phillies lead by 1, 23-22. And here's Del Unser. Del Unser, the batter. Unser has a single. And here's a called strike on Unser. Unser singled back in the first inning. He has had a base hit since, but he has picked up a couple of RBI. He swings and misses. Strike 2 on Unser. So Mike Schmidt has put the Phillies ahead 23-22. Only the second home run the Phillies have ever hit off Bruce Sutter. Richie Hebner hit the other one. Unser swings and misses. Foot drops the ball, fires to first, and Unser strikes out. But the Phillies have gone ahead on Mike Schmidt's home run. One hit. Nobody left on. The Cubs bat in the bottom of the 10th. And the score, the Phillies 23, the Cubs 22, and now you can mark this date down, May 17th, as an unusual ball game, to say the least. Here's a called strike on Buckner. Unbelievable ball game. Strike 1 on Bill Buckner. Buckner taking some extra time. We have a shadow falling across the infield. There are no lights here in Wrigley Field, and the sun is starting to set. Buckner pop up. Might be playable. Mike Schmidt going back. He cannot get it into the Cub bullpen. Bowl was there. Schmidt was there, but it'll go for a strike. 2 strikes on Buckner. Lynn McLaughlin, right-hander, heating up in the Cubs bullpen. He pitched the first game in this series and beat the Phillies. Complete game. Right, he pitched a complete game. 2 strikes on Buckner. Eastwick winds. Here's the pitch. Buckner, fly ball, left center field. Going over is Unser. He makes the catch. Buckner is out, 1 down, and here comes big Dave Kingman. Kingman has already hit 3 home runs in this game. Kingman has knocked in 6 runs in the ball game. Brother. 1 down, here's Kingman. Hitting exhibition like batting practice here today in this ball game. One down. Raleigh Eastwick ready to pitch to Dave Kingman. Kingman takes a called strike. You know what Kingman's going for, that nice, cozy left field fence. Schmidt puts the Phillies ahead 23-22 with a home run in the top of this inning. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Kingman fouls it back, strike 2. 2 strikes on Dave Kingman. Kingman sets in the batter's box. Eastwick winds. Here's the pitch. Kingman pops it foul and out of play, back of the Cub dugout. And the count will hold at 2 strikes. A nice, warm, pleasant, sunny day here in Wrigley Field. 2 strikes on Dave Kingman. Eastwick's pitch. Foul tip. Boone couldn't hang on. The count will hold at 2 strikes. It's hard to see up here right now around the home plate area with that shadow across the plate. You can hardly see the ball off the bat. 2 young ladies, scantily clad, walking down below us, and the fashion are really reacting along with a couple of people here in the booth who shall remain nameless.
2 strikes on Kingman. Eastwick's pitch. Kingman swings and misses. He strikes out on some kind of an off-speed pitch. That might be Eastwick's split-finger fastball. Whatever it was, he got a big out, so the Cubs have 2 away, nobody on base, and Steve Oliveira's the batter. Eastwick has done quite a job. He came in the 9th inning, retired the Cubs in order. He has the first 2 batters here in the 10th. First pitch to Oliveira. Check swing, ground ball to Schmidt. Might be the ball game. Over to first, Oliveira is out, and the Phillies win the ball game. Raleigh Eastwick coming in relief, doing quite a job. And today's winning pitcher is Raleigh Eastwick, who won a case of Tasty Cake and one for the United Cerebral Palsy Association of Philadelphia. The final score, the Phillies win 23-22. We'll be back to wrap it up in a moment.
My Mounted Sports, Route 1 Lawrenceville, is holding a spectacular Adidas sale jamboree this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, May 17, 18, and 19. Because a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Boy Scouts of America, Adidas is making available some very special merchandise at very special prices. My Mounted Sports and Adidas will offer athletic shoes for virtually all sports, swimwear, soccer and tennis apparel, and warm-up suits with savings up to 70%. To help make this sale a roaring success, My Mounted Sports is also offering additional fantastic specials on their entire inventory of athletic shoes, tennis and ski equipment and apparel, and running, soccer, and swim apparel. With names like Head, Fila, Wilson, Nike, Olin, Hexel, Frank Shorter, Jerry, and Speedo all on sale, you can't afford to miss this 3-day sale jamboree at My Mounted Sports, Route 1 and Bakers Basin Road in Lawrenceville, 1 mile south of the Quaker Bridge Mall.
Unbelievable game at Wrigley Field has been completed with the Phillies winning it 23-22 on Mike Schmidt's 10th inning home run. It was his 2nd home run of the game, his 4th in the series. Phillies had 5 homers in the game, 2 by Schmidt, 1 by Bob Boone, 1 by Randy Lurch, and 1 by Gary Maddox. And for those home runs, Geno's will contribute $500 to the Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic. So Geno's now has contributed well over $3,000 to that worthy cause, and $500 today with a 5 home run. Here are the final totals, if you can believe it. Phillies 23 runs, 24 hits, 2 errors, and the Phils left 15. For Chicago, 22 runs. Out-hit the Phils with 26, the total of 50 hits in the game. 2 errors, they left only 7. Cubs had 6 home runs, an all-time record for most homers given up by Phil's pitching in one game to an opponent. 3 of them by Dave Kingman. The win goes to Raleigh Eastwick, who pitched perfect baseball for 2 innings. Almost unbelievable on a day like this. Raleigh 1-0 in the loss to Bruce Suter. He is 1-1. The time in the game, 4 hours and 3 minutes. And the Phillies win this one 23-22. If you want to hear highlights of it, the highlight show will take about a half hour. Rich will try to condense it into 10 minutes on the Tasty Cake wrap-up show coming up here shortly. Jim Butka's been our engineer for this afternoon's game. Our executive producer, Steve Silverman. Phillies baseball is a presentation of the Philadelphia Phillies. For Rich Ashburn and Andy Musser, Harry Callis saying thanks a lot for listening. Final score once again in 10. The Phillies over the Cubs, 23-22.